We're not live yet. There we go. Well, hello. Here we are. We're back again for the third year in a row. I never thought it was going to happen this year, but we're here for the 50th annual, 50th, this it feels like the 50th annual, what the fuck is this called? The 50th Date Series recap and reaction. See, my opening
Oh
is
boy.
indicative of the whole show. Welcome to the show here on JLJ Media. I am James Lott Jr., the JLJ of JLJ Media. And of course, I'm with my cohorts. We did the nomination show, which once again, I mean, in all seriousness, thank you so much for tuning into those. They do very well for us here, and you guys really enjoy them. So thank you for watching and or listening to them. We did it like a long time ago. It feels like it was back like in April or whatever, March. So thanks for that. But they're back again. I have Gerry Waggett. Hello, Gerry.
Hello.
Walker Ragsdale. Hello, Mr. Walker. And Miss Candice Mack. Missy.
What's up?
We're all here to talk about our recap and reaction. And as we always do, we made predictions. So we're going to actually see who actually was right. We're going to go through the categories, then tell you who was the winner this year, who had the most predictions. And as we always say, we know some of the reels now. Like, we didn't know all of them back then. We know some of the reels now. But still be curious to see if we were close enough. We kind of went on our own kind of we know how they vote kind of thing. So we got the show and stuff. So anyway, go ahead, and we're here live. If you have any comments, please put them in the chat room and say hi to us. And any comments, please do. We appreciate comments. And hit the like button while you're here, or the dislike button, whatever you feel like. But do some engagements. That's what it's all about. So hello, folks. I didn't think we were going to be here this year because of the strikes and everything. I had no idea we'd actually be having a show.
I'm happy we are. It's like a Christmas present to us.
It's us, yes. A Christmas present for us will be fun. We hear, people are in the chat room already. Hello, you guys. Yes, we're gonna get it all going. Well, Walker was actually there at the Emmys out of the four of us. Candice couldn't make it. And Gerry obviously didn't make it, and then I didn't go, which I will explain all that on the show tonight. But first of all, Walker, how are you feeling? Because you went there, went to LA, came back. Wait, you're back in Chicago, or you're still in LA?
I am, and I literally just woke up maybe 15 minutes ago from a 2-hour nap. So if my energy is here, it's because I'm trying to pull it together.
How was it being in LA again? Because he left Los Angeles, folks, to live somewhere.
You know what? That is a lot. And also I'm trying this thing where I'm not as vocal, so I'm not. That's too personal, and I will share privately.
Okay, I can appreciate that.
This is my new thing.
Oh, sorry. So he's trying something new, you guys.
I'm trying something new.
So, folks who are expecting him to do his regular, you may leave now.
Oh, baby. Well, I ain't say all that.
Yay! Potter Walker's still there. He's still there. Okay, for really sure. But that's good. Okay, so Walker's doing different things this coming up to the new year and stuff. I like that. That's cool. And so, Candice, I know you was originally when the original dates.
Yeah.
All that. So I know you were sad you couldn't make it this year.
That's okay. I'll be out there next year. It's life happens. Things strikes. Yeah, I'm okay with not going, especially after what I saw.
Yes. And Gerry, you're the one who's not on social media really. You're on Facebook. You're not really on social media that much and stuff. Right. So just in general, how was watching the Emmys for you? Kind of just like being able to hear the Emmys.
I thought it was good. Well, I will start DVR so I can actually fast forward through all the commercials, and I watched it twice. I just watched it right now. Fast forwarded through a lot. I thought at least it moved very quickly.
Oh no, good.
And it was also nice. It felt like it focused almost entirely on the soap operas, which I liked. But there was something a little lesser to it. Excuse me.
Yeah, they split everything. They split everything up now, right? There's the children and family. There's the show. So it did feel like it was missing. I mean, before I was like, God, get to the. Now it's like it felt like it was missing something. It was really weird.
There were no cooking shows.
Nope. Nope, they're on something else. I can't remember. Is that reality and game shows or something? I guess there's another Emmy.
I think it's the
Yeah,
creative arts, creative lifestyle,
yeah,
whatever they call
that
it.
happened Saturday. It was we could so in the press room we had the video, but we didn't have audio, so we could watch the show to see who won, but we couldn't hear anything. But the one thing that we did notice is that they were letting people talk longer, and
Yes.
so it kept it almost was like it kind of dragged for just to not be able to hear it. I was like, oh, it's because they're not doing all those other awards, so they have all this extra time, which is why Hat Daddy got to do like a whole like kept going on and on and on and on and to the break of dawn. But
Well, my thing is because there was less other stuff, I was hoping what would be interjected was more packages and things.
Yep.
I think because it was last minute, so to speak. I
Mm-mm.
don't think that's why it didn't happen. But I was hoping more because it's the 50th annual. We'll get to that stuff in a second. But I thought there'd be. But you're right. They did talk. You're right. They did talk longer. They didn't cut them off.
Mm-mm.
They should. Some of them, yes.
Some of them.
They did do that. Hello, everybody. I wanted to see the actors' reels, what they submitted. Yeah, I was surprised because there was less awards, so to speak, to give out. They didn't actually show the pieces of. A couple of them after the person won, they showed.
Yeah, on Twitter.
They did a piece of that. So I was hoping to actually show their scenes like they used to do.
That's the shows. That's it. That's the shows who don't want that stuff out.
Oh, they don't.
No.
Certain people.
There are certain shows that don't want that stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. Because Mary Jerry, the old days, they showed me. They show a whole scene, for each person. Oh, interesting. Or for the best show, they would show a whole, the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Candice?
Politics.
Sorry, Candice.
I said politics. Politics. I
did not know that. Okay, so I learned something new on here, kids. I had no idea. So that's why you didn't see shit, you guys. So we didn't know. Okay, I didn't know that. Which is, I'm going to say it's ridiculous. First of all, I just think I don't know. I just think there's a reason why daytime Emmys are treated a certain way. So, and I felt this show showed why they're treated a certain way, not taken as seriously as the primetime Emmys. And that's always been a shame. I think we've all said this on previous shows. Everything. I mean, I just think there should be more done to give it a little more legitimacy. I think. But you're right. It was fast paced. It was a 2-hour show. It was fast paced. I give you that much. There wasn't lots of shenanigans on there. Thank God, not tons of banter. Thank God, that was good too. I give the host, I give Kevin and they did their best. They really were out there trying to, give good host. And I'm a host. I know how it feels. I mean, it's one thing they were trying to give good host and pump up the show. So I give them points. I give them points for that. I don't know how you guys feel about that at all. We all host things.
I thought they did a good job hosting.
Mm-hmm.
They, kept it moving. They didn't do too much at the beginning. Point out a couple people in the audience. I like the fact that a lot of the people they were pointing out were long-term veterans.
Okay. Yeah, Walker, what do you say?
I still have not actually seen the proper show.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, again, like for us in the back, we could watch this show, but there was no audio. So, I can't comment on anything on that side of things.
Well, the thing I know, one thing you can't comment on was it's a new location for folks.
It's a new old location,
right? But I mean, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but so it used to be at the Pasadena Convention Center on Pasadena, and now it's at the Westin Bonaventure Hotel in downtown Los Angeles, which that was when my prom was 37 years ago. And so I know the location well. So how was it for the red carpet area and press room over there?
So it was when I first started doing the red carpet back in like 2015, 16, it was at the Westin. And okay. Then and then what happened was they did some renovations, so the daytime Emmys were forced to go somewhere else, which is why they had those two, maybe I think it was only 2 years, maybe 3 in Pasadena, and it returned back. It if you saw the photos, which I'm sure everyone saw the red carpet photos, like the step and repeat was beautiful. Like that was actually that was lovely. They did a great job there. If you've ever worked a red carpet, then you also know the struggles of spacing and all of that. So that's a whole nother conversation that we could have had 50 other people on here to talk about. But you know, I like it being downtown because no nobody want to go all the way to Pasadena.
I agree with you on that one.
Don't nobody want to go all the way to Pasadena.
Pasadena, it was very long and late. I mean, that's one thing about the red carpet there was it was kind of lengthy, so you were able to kind of
but you can admit like I feel like last year it definitely showed that it was almost that space was too big
very big
because it was almost like we're doing so much inside that people are not going to know what we're talking about. But the red carpet area was this whole section by itself, and then there was a whole other section for the dinner, and then it was just so spaced out that I think this year they were just like, let's kind of condense things, and maybe they condensed it too much because they didn't even fucking feed us. And that's
this year.
There was no food this year, but you could go down to the hotel lobby and restaurant and purchase food, but
and
not
get the drinks.
but not even a damn bottle of water was given. Not even a damn bottle of H2O was given. But if you went to the after party like I did and had shrimp and oysters and crab legs and premium open bar, then you were good. But if you worked that carpet the whole time and didn't have no water, no chips, no nothing, yeah.
Did they warn you in advance, Walker, so you could have brought something, or did they tell you, or did they tell you, hey, there's going to be nothing?
They did let people know in advance.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So.
And everybody's like, "Wow, awful." I mean, it's just weird. At least water. You think it's just weird? Water's not expensive. I mean, you can get
but like the thing with this community is, and I say community even with the other reporters, like there's always someone who has forethought. So like someone bought like a case of water, and there was a case of water available for people. But yeah.
That's the one thing. No, I will say that's the one thing I did miss is that it is like a big homecoming for us every year. We get together, almost all of us get along fine. We're on there. The ones the ones who are returnees that we know each other. There's always newbies, right? You don't know who they are. But for us, it's always us. We get together and Tony Moore edition days or Dan Kroll. Like we always get together. It's like a fun kind of reconnection because we get to see each other in person.
Yeah. A lot of us are actually real life friends.
Yes.
And not just like so it makes the weekend's almost for reporters it's like for me it's amazing because I get to see all my friends who are on the shows. I get to spend all the time with my friends like you on the carpet, so we all it's just fun, it's laugh, it's a lot of gossiping, a lot of spilling the tea.
Yes, a lot of cheese. Yes,
yes, all of that. So, but yes, you were missed.
No, everybody told me. I know. I appreciate everybody's sentiments, and that's why I'm going to tell people right now why I did not go. I think it's time to let everybody know what happened. I don't give a fuck. So here's the deal, because I was in somebody else's drama recently, and I didn't realize. I just commented on my friend Tracy Melker saying that Christian should be back on Bold and the Beautiful, and suddenly James, you're in the articles. I'm like, oh, I am. They quoted me, and I'm like, I didn't even realize I was in it. But I stand by the statements. I don't really care about that either. Here's the deal, folks. I was denied. So when I got an email that I was denied all 4 events, I was like, what in, excuse my language, what in the fuck? I'm a person who goes every year usually when I'm able to go. 1 year I had Bell's palsy, couldn't go, but I used to go every year when they have them. I know a lot of folks behind the scenes who know who I am. I'm like Walker, I know all the actors and the PR people. Like I usually have great. Like last year, I got 50 interviews. I got access to everybody. It's, I'm good. I follow directions. The whole thing. And I had applied the first day it came out. Like when they send you an email. Plus, I'm also I should mention this too. I'm an Emmy voter, an Emmy judge. So I'm on every Emmy email that comes out just about. I mean, I get emails about everything usually. And so I was like, I'm declined. And I'm like, and so I was upset at first, folks. I took a minute. I'm a Taurus, so I had to blow that out for a second myself. And then I was like, I'm going to say something. This is really weird because I can see if I haven't possibly entered late. Because I mean, they gave us like what 2 weeks to do it, like December 1st was the close off.
Mm-hmm.
I did the first day. While I was sitting there thinking to myself, what is going on? There were a couple of outlets that I had forwarded the email to originally for them to sign for the first time. They're like, oh my God, we got approved. You got approved and you've never been. You just started a couple of years ago. I mean, good for you on some level, great. But how did you get approved and not me? So that's when James Lott Jr. decided I'm going to email whoever these people are. And I wrote back to them saying, maybe you don't know who I am, but this is what I do. I cover all the 4 networks. I work with, I just wanted this whole thing about, and I wanted to just know why I was denied access. And I said, I applied right away, but I cover all, I come to every red carpet. I mean, I don't understand. I'm an Emmy judge. Then like 4 hours later, I get, you're approved. I look at it closely, and I was only approved for 2 events, not all 4. Now, I'm an Emmy judge for the Children and Family Emmys. So I really wanted to do one of those red carpets so I can kind of see like who goes. And I was involved in that. I really wanted to kind of go that. Now, side note, if you want to go as a guest, there was no discounts for Emmy judges or voters.
Yep.
And it was around $600 something to go per seat. Yep. So I wasn't paying that. So I was like, that's fine, but I'll go for the red carpet and blah, blah. Well, anyway, I wasn't approved for that. I was approved for the daytime Emmys and for the early ass creative arts Emmys that were like a crack of dawn or whatever.
On Saturday.
Like, okay, that made no sense to me either. But anyways, that's the story. So I'm like, but then I was like, wait a minute. I also have co-hosts. All right, does it mean I'm just approved or are they approved? I hear no response. I sent another email the next day. Now, I have a life, so I go on my life, and I was like, okay, whatever. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll go. If Tammy Govea, who's my co-host, or Frank Moran, whoever, if they're approved, then one can work the can, because we do video. And so I'm like, I need somebody. It's just easier to have. I've done the Emmys before by myself. Trust me, I've done it for myself. I can do it. I don't want to do it. It was easier when I had somebody with me, and we just traded off. Plus, as you guys know, talking to people, it's a lot of work, and a lot of energy to put out. So me and Tammy could take time off and go, you this person, I do that. Like, it was fun. We had a great time. We were a great team, everything. Or Frank Moran would be great, or anybody. No answer, no responses, no nothing. And so I told my co-host, like, well, are we approved? I'm like, they don't. And so now also should people know, my co-hosts have other jobs. Like people in this business, they don't just do this. They actually have to have jobs, support themselves. So they let their jobs know, they go back to work. So I was actually going to go as of Thursday. I was still like, okay, I'll just do. I test all my equipment. I got new microphones. Okay, I'll just go, and I'll do it or whatever. It's gonna be a pain in my ass. I'll do it. But I still didn't. Then I was like, then Friday morning, Tammy tells me she sees an email that was sent to her all of a sudden saying that, okay, here's the information for the Emmys. She goes, well, am I approved? Well, I'm in Huntington Beach at work. And so I know you're at work. I was just like, how is this? Why was I? And it really hit me that morning. And this is no shade to anybody else. Seriously, no shade to anybody else. I've been in business 17 years. I've been doing the soap world stuff for 9 years. I have literally worked on every single network with every single network. They all know who I am. I have put in the time with the interviews and the red carpets and giving to the industry 1,000 times over. There are very few outlets, in my opinion, that are bigger than I am. I mean, the bigger ones, of course, are like Silver Digest, Michael Fairman's, up there, a little, ahead of me, possibly Soaps in Depth or whatever. There's a few that are bigger that are actually checking for soap operas and soap opera news. So I don't understand why I got denied in the first place. That's what started to hit me. And my feeling was kind of like, all the hard work that I do in this goddamn business, and I still can't get treated with the respect that I'm entitled to. And I said, fuck it, I'm not going. And that's the reason I decided I'm not going to the Emmys. I'm not going to any of those things. And it was my choice. It was principle of the matter. I was like, I don't want to do it by myself. That's just not fair. This is sloppy and shoddy work. I don't know who was in charge, but it was sloppy and shoddy work. And that's why I did not go. And that's how I feel about it. And people can think what they want about it, but I just really feel like I've put my time in this business. I really have. And so I did the old-fashioned. I started from scratch, did the old-fashioned way. And I've built my own little mini empire. So that's fine. You guys want to throw something together last minute and then deny me and then not approve, then not get back to me. And I mean, it was not the way I should be treated. Nobody should be treated that way, period. But I really shouldn't be treated that way after all of that. So that's why I didn't go. And then throughout the weekend, all of a sudden I'm getting these emails like, and so tomorrow for the children and family, I'm like, was I approved? I'm like, what is going on in translation? So I just kept deleting the emails. I was like, I don't know what's going on. And it was all messed up. And so I was like, I'm not going to say anything.
I think that was they pulled those from a list because I got those emails as well. And I went because I was hired to work for someone else. I didn't apply for myself. Mine was because I was working for someone, so they handled that. So technically I shouldn't even gotten those emails because I got an email like, please confirm that you're going to come to the Emmys. I'm just like, that's not my part because right. I'm actually like not there for myself to like previous years where I would have been out there doing it all myself, but the past 2 years I've been working for someone else doing like social media stuff. So I think I don't know what those emails or why that even went out like that. It was, but it was strange.
It doesn't address why I was denied
because I don't understand. There were people who had never been there before who were on the carpet. There was one lady in particular who I'm 99.9% certain she is just a fan. And she basically was just live on her phone on Instagram, like talking to people like she was a fan. She was way far at the end by herself, but it's still the fact that was a body that took up space. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. And
because every year we know there are some folks who come in there and you never see their interviews. Like you never see them. They never put them anywhere. I think it's a vanity piece for people. But there are others, like Soap Hub had theirs up right away, like almost as that was happening. And that shit was up. Yeah. Man, I was able to see everything in real time. But there are other folks who we put up our content somewhere, whether it's a blog or a video or whatever. But there are some folks you never see, and you're like, why are you here? Like
BJ.
Yeah. So yes, I understand that cough. Yes, I understand that cough. Yes. There are some folks, and there was somebody in the past that I was associated with. We know this person was there literally just for shits and giggles. I mean, not just they got in. And so that's a shame. So the wild what the vetting process is, like I said, I'd understand part of it would be who, the sooner you sign up, you get it. But are that many folks looking for soap operas? That's a rhetorical question, folks. So I mean, there's some folks, yes, and it's the 50th, so I can see why people may want to be there. It's with you might want to be there, but other ones, I'm like, okay. I saw some of the other people that were there. I'm like, you're there, okay.
Yeah,
Like,
KTLA was there, which they had. I don't recall them ever being there
no, they've
before.
never been there before.
Um,
Never been there.
but I will say they were there and they did the work. So
Okay.
I don't mind when people like that come if they're going to do the work. Like they were respectful, like they were doing the interview, like they were doing the work. They like unlike the person from People who she was literally right beside me, so I can say exactly who she seemed uninterested. Like I was clearly there because I'm being paid and I'm here to do this little bit and collect my check and go home. Like no, like, and hey, that's it is what it is. That's if you know this, hey, if you can get paid to go work a red carpet, I hate working red carpets. I hate working red carpets.
Me too.
So when I'm on there, my attitude ain't really the best because I don't want to be there in the first place. Like Wednesday night at that damn Hollywood Museum, which is why I didn't do any interviews because I got there and I was like, I don't even feel like doing messing with these people. And it is what it is.
Yes.
So I'm not gonna like I don't want to go come at her personally, but it's you know you would just hope that people who it's a slippery slope because it's like as people who have bills to pay, we understand that if you get an assignment, you just gotta go do your assignment.
Exactly.
But also, I think it's because we are passionate about the genre. We feel like, well, man, you should have some respect and love the genre. But I've been paid to go do cover shit that I don't give a damn about either. So I can't like be like, well, damn girl, you didn't act interested. I mean, she wasn't interested.
Yeah.
But the fact that, you know, all the publicists broke their neck to run. I have Susan Lucci. Would you like to? I have Krista Allen. Would you like to talk to her? Like,
because she's
okay,
people.
Yeah, because she's people. Yeah.
I get that. No, I agree with you on that, Rock. I mean, I do. I mean, of course, we get that, and I understand that part. But again, does not address how I got denied in the first place, and I may never know why I got. So I'm stuck on that. So I just want to know. I don't know how that happened, and other folks.
Did you reach out to HB directly?
No, I did because he was never on any of the emails. It was always other people. It was like they said, it was like four people. Now I get stuff from him separately, other stuff
all the time.
Oh, what we go? He and I go way back. I mean,
okay.
So all my emails and everybody directed to, it was four people's names, and none of them were his. That's why I was like, is somebody else running it? Nothing. His names weren't on. His name was on anything.
Because then they have somebody else handling that department, like media.
For sure. There's a woman for sure. I'm not gonna say their names, but there's a woman for sure. A guy and like three guys or something. It was four different names, and I kept looking for me. I was like Harlan, the first name. I would just be like, what's going on? But I mean, he was on there
because I had an issue one year, and I went directly to him.
Well, I did too. Remember that one year? I think we both were like,
yeah, I went directly to him, and it was like fixed like that. So that's why I was curious. I was like, if you,
same here.
Okay.
There was 1 year. There was 1 year that they didn't even say anything to me, and then you told me about it, so I just went to him. He was like, "Oh my god!" Like he totally apologized. Like that list, and now you're right. It was quick. This man's one of people like he'll call you back if he's talked to you on the
phone. He's great. Like
he's great. I agree with you.
Day of, don't ask for HB for nothing.
Oh yeah,
he is all over the place. But like any other time, especially he's so that's why I was a little surprised. I was like,
his name was not anything. So I was like,
okay.
I was responding to people going, "Hi." Maybe you don't know who I am. As I said, maybe you don't know who I am. I'm like,
gotcha.
So that's so yeah. So I saw that piece wasn't in there. Yeah, no, he wasn't.
No, because that would have been even more shocking to me if he had been and So that's why I was like, did you? Okay.
No, we have a great relationship. It's never been, and actually he helped me with something recently, actually, that was non-abuse related. So no, we're fine. No, he and I are fine. But And these folks didn't know who I was apparently, and they just like that was it. They were like, I don't know who this Negro is. They're like, never mind. So they let that go through. So anyway, so that's why I didn't go. And so I hope everybody who went had a good time or whatever. But James wasn't there, and we'll see what happens in the future. But everybody's asking me why I didn't go. So now we have 54 people in the chat room tonight. Yes, hi folks in the chat room.
I hope we didn't bore people because that was very, very inside talk. So I hope people
But
kind of
people
like.
need to know that. But people need to know because everybody was looking for James. I thought he was there. Walker, I already knew that, but I thought they would feed you or give you something to drink. So since they didn't give you anything to drink and eat, I feel bad now because.
Well, it's funny because like I didn't even know this because Saturday I get there because and I see his spot, and so I take a picture and I send it to James. I was like, "Oh, James," and I asked Tony. I was like, "Oh, James comes today?" He's like, "Nope." I said, "Oh, okay." Okay. Well, I'll find out. I'll dig into that later.
Right.
And that's why I took the picture of your sign and sent it to you.
Yeah. It will be tonight's thumbnail. So yeah, I said for thumbnail tonight, picture sent me. Yeah, no, yeah. No, I just, yeah. So folks, yes, thanks for your support, of course. But I mean, people were looking for my interviews. They were waiting for my interviews, and some of my friends won, so I was very happy. I wish I was there to see them, but I texted people afterwards when they won and stuff. So I texted Tyler Ford, we're friends, about Sonia. I texted Eve. I mean, there were people I texted that I was in touch with them. But I talked to Michelle, so we were people I was in touch with. I just wasn't there. So they were all looking for me. So I was like, I understand.
Yeah, Tyler dropped some tea why at the Emmys also about I guess can we go ahead and get
no, we can go right into sure. Yeah.
That apparently unfortunately Sonia was offered a contract and was about to come back to GH full time.
Mm-hmm. They had a story planned for her because of Hat Daddy.
Yeah.
They were going to plan a story for him. Because I had heard, just from the ether, he's an actor of a certain caliber. He's been on other shows and things, and stuff. And they wanted to give him something really good in meeting. They thought it was time to bring her on. So, because Tyler and I talked about that a while back, and it was like, yeah, that didn't. Obviously, then stuff happened. Yeah. But I told he did very well up there. He did. I know it's hard for him, but he did a good job with his speech. And it was one of those things that I felt like everybody was okay with that win. Like I feel like everybody was just like, we'll get to that. We'll get to that section in a second, but I think everybody was good with that. There's some things you're like, that's fine. Like it's good. And everything. Well, hit the like button, kids, while you're sitting here. If you're gonna sit here and support me. Hit that like button and let me know that you like me or whatever. Thank you. We have 55 people watching, 19 likes. Let's do this. So now we'll go in. Before we go into the thing, I mean, my brand is we do talk about behind the scenes stuff because a lot of fans want to know the stuff. So you guys get to know a little bit what goes on. So you get an idea of kind of these go. All of us do hard work to give you content. And red carpets are not always the easiest to do. There's a lot of things that go on in red carpet. So you got a little glimpse into some stuff that goes on in some of these. Not just daytime movies, but other red carpets too. We've done, I know Walker and I have done many red carpets of other kinds. So there's all kinds of stuff that goes on in these things. So get a little piece of insight into that. That's what my branding is. I give you a little inside tea of what's going on. So you get an idea. So just yelling at me, why weren't you there? So now you can understand what's going on. Why did you get so and so? It's not that easy either. And some PR people say, don't go to that person. Don't go. They do all kind of stuff at these things. So you'd be very surprised.
Well, while we're staying in the inside world, a lot of people wondering there was a lack of bold presence in a lot of the interviews, and that's because Eva, who is their publicist, their main publicist, was not there, and it was glaring that Eva's presence was not there because at the end of the night, people are like, "Did you get this person from Bold or this person?" And people are like, no, and they're like, "What's going on?" I was like, Eva was not. Unfortunately, their main publicist is battling and fighting and kicking Victor's ass at the moment, but she wasn't there, and she is one of those people who make sure that every one of her stars goes to each of the soap
Yes, she does.
outlets. Like she makes sure, like, because that's a lot reason why. And again, more inside, a lot. That's why some people you see certain channels get a lot of people and certain channels don't, because there's a lot of politics of like, do publicists like this, do the publicists like you, or whatever. But Eva is one of those publicists who would like make sure that her stars goes through every single person. Matt Kane over at YNR is, we love Matty. He's amazing about making sure that everyone from Young and the Restless hits like every spot. Days has a new lady who's very sweet, and she's learning everyone. So she made the effort to like, oh hey, who are you? Like, you're with. She's like, oh, I have this person. So she actually, it's refreshing when you get a publicist who is willing and open to building that relationship with the press. So they have a nice one there. Now GH.
Do I hear something? I'm sorry. Jeannie says,
"Come in, darling."
Yeah, exactly. I used to see Jeannie, I used to see Eva at Passions events. She thinks like, I love the ins and outs of behind the scenes stuff. It's very informative. Films, thank you for the super chat. Says, where the hell is Victoria Rowell's honorary Emmy? So,
well,
and Films goes, not a big Lucci fan. Well, Lucci has earned her spot. To me, she's earned her spot. So I'm not going to down Susan. But Victoria Rowell, I'd love to see her get something, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
I was watching Alan Locke. What's this? Locker?
Yeah,
Alan Locker.
Okay. So he did a fascinating interview with Vincent Arizari, which if you have not seen, if you like old soap stories from like back in the day, that it was Vincent is such a good, I want to sit down and talk with him. Just, he is such a good storyteller. But apparently, like, he's doing a big push to even get Beverly McKenzie a posthumous Emmy, which is crazy that
I know
she still has not, like, So I'm not saying that Vicky can't get one; she deserves one. But there's also like,
there are a few others.
We got a little bit of list of people who like.
Yeah, there are
also need, kind of who maybe did a little work before Vicky came around. And that still deserve,
Ellen Holly just passed.
Yeah,
there's some folks. There's some folks. I know that Gerry. That's how I met Gerry, because he was back in those days and writing the books. You know what we're talking about. And I thought of you when Ellie Holly died. I thought of you, Gerry.
Well, thank you. I had nothing to do with it. I was innocent.
Yeah. But you're right. You're writing them soap books back then. You were watching the soaps. You're writing them.
Yeah, I'll tell you that was, I always said that was one of the moments I wish I could have experienced when it was happening, the big reveal that she was African American.
Yeah, Harlan.
And I loved, she's another one who has been ignored. And I think sometimes what we're going to wind up happening is maybe in the next couple of years, we're going to do one of those where, I think they did this once about 10 years or so ago, where they give 10 of these awards at one time to actors.
Kind of what the Academy is now doing.
Yes. The Academy's there too. They kind of like, let's hurt them get all these other stuff. They know they deserve it. Let's get them all at once.
Yeah, like, oh, Angela Bassett, we sorry we robbed you twice, but here is a special Oscar for you.
Yes, exactly. I just want to say something about Eva Bassett, who we're talking about. I just actually sent her a little gift because I know she's been fighting this all year, and she is somebody who's tough. And she's out there, and she has that signature white hair, and she's out there, and she has her clipboard, and she'll be working it out. And I last saw her at the my event with Sean. She was there also, but before all the other stuff started happening. But she's been really fighting. So yeah, I'm not surprised you're saying that you can see the difference, because she was every year we see her there, and she was always on it. She was on it. And I was with Matt Kane today. I interviewed Clarence, my friend Brad Sanders. They did a press junket today on him, and Clarence is returning to Young and the Restless. So Matt and I had a good laugh today, and so I saw your little bald head running around the background. He's all laughing, and so he's great. So those are two that I personally want to say thank you because they've treated me very well on this channel. Many of the interviews that I get is through both of them for my shows, and I just want to say they treat me very well. So I just want to make sure I say that. Yeah, I can do negative stuff, be petty about other things, but when it comes to, I want to make sure I also say the good things too. Those two have always taken care of me. Make sure I say that.
And it's rare, and they deserve they deserve because not every publicist or every show is like that. So we got to give credit and props and gratitude to the ones that do it.
They're super nice.
They are. I agree with you. Everybody's bringing up, I wasn't there. I have no idea. But they kept hearing that someone thought that Susan Lucci was or Millie Thomas Scott was Henry's grandmother.
Yep.
Henry's grandmother.
Yep. I heard about that. Yep. There was
I heard someone said to Susan Lucci, "Are you an actress or something like that?" I mean, I heard that.
No, they did one even better when Eden Regal was there and somebody shouted out, is that your daughter Liza? And Susan Lucci was like, no, this is my other TV daughter, Eden Regal. And I'm like,
well, you saw Liza was not there and was not mentioned in Susan's speech.
But her son was.
Sure was. Andreas was mentioned up and through.
I was like, hey, man, long time no see.
He looked good, though. He looked good. But I was like, she didn't mention her daughter. So there you go, kids. But yes, no, that's not. Thomas Scott is a legend.
There was a lot of confusion, and there was a lot of confusion from people who actually work in soaps and who are not really my friends, but I would say that probably you two guys as friends, and I'm not gonna say their name because I ain't trying to start no shit, but if we can get down with it if it gets popping. But I overheard one thing, and you talking to Billy Flynn, and he gonna know when I say this, and he said, "Oh, you're nominated for when Chad was accused of killing Abigail," and he said, and Billy Flynn said, "Do you watch the show?" I said, "Bitch, I'm done."
I know who it is. Yes, I know who it is. I know who it is.
Walker, you better message me.
I know who it is.
Wait, do I know who it is? Do I know this person?
And the whole, but bless their heart. The whole night it was just like, I love your how your Sarah, like you and she's like, I play Claire, and I was just like, oh my god, like, and
I saw this outlet, some of their videos. I was like, ooh, it's a little rough.
I was just like, what? Baby, what's going on?
I think it was their first time, and so I guess
no, it won't hit. Child. I ain't gonna say. Let me leave it alone.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's move it along.
I'm not defending nobody. I'm just saying. I saw it was rough. It was rough. Well, to fan this out, they do send folks a face sheet. They do send one, but they do. I guess I got one for the daytime Emmys the night before. So they do send you one, so you can familiarize yourself with who's who. Just, I mean, it can be hard sometimes. We can also print it out and have it nearby if you need to, or just go. Or if you don't know for sure, just go, "Hi, so who do you like?" Just like play it off. The red carpet, you only get them for like sometimes 30 seconds, 2 minutes. It completely.
But you can't work for something. Your title of your site is soap opera, and you don't know the basics. And baby, you around all the time. So I mean, it's fine. If you don't watch the shows, you don't watch the shows.
Yes.
But
yes. So these are things for you to know if you're working red carpets. Be careful with that. Yes, and Shamar Moore did say the wrong year, but he was excited. He said the wrong year.
It was a good year. 2020. That was a good year.
He said 2012 or 2012. I just chuckled. He's hot. Who cares?
It was a good year if you think about it. It was a really good year.
It was all that died and then got seeped into his skin. That's why he was confused.
You know what? He's also a father, so he might have just restless night or something. I don't know.
Restless night.
Child, you got restless night. It ain't because they bought no damn baby. Let me leave. Next segment. Let's say.
I
We'll go into the chat is laughing. We're gonna go into actually the show itself. I mean the nominations and who won and our reactions. And I'll be doing like we do every year, my tally on who was correct or not. So I'm going to start with let me see what we're gonna start with. We don't give any of those. Okay. We're gonna start with directing team. That's the first one. She's chuckling already. Make sure I get the rights.
I forgot who won.
Okay.
I remember.
General Hospital, wasn't it?
So the nominees, I'm gonna tell you right now. The
Okay.
nominees were The Bay. Nope, that's wrong. Yeah, that's right. The Bay.
Yeah.
The Bold and the Beautiful, Days of Our Lives,
Mhm.
General Hospital, and The
Mhm.
Young and the Restless. And the winner was General Hospital. We were all wrong. We all chose Bold and the Beautiful. So we were all wrong on that one. So I don't know what I can't remember what the episode was for General Hospital.
Carly and Drew in Florida.
Oh, where the wind is blowing so hard they can't. Okay.
Yeah, where you see the palm tree. Yeah, right there.
They also they were showing that scene of Holly on fire. You know.
Oh yeah.
That was the part. Yeah.
Okay.
Which I mean, I know technically that must have been difficult to do.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you one for that one. And I mean again, and no shade because I am friends with Fido Xavier, so congratulations Fido for another one. But I was like, okay. We all thought it was both beautiful, but that didn't work out. Now we'll go to writing team. The nominees were The Bay, Beyond Salem Chapter 2, The Bold and the Beautiful, Days of Our Lives, General Hospital, and The Young and the Restless. And again, we were all wrong. It went to The Young and the Restless.
It was one of the CBS shows.
But here's what's funny. Because now I know that one of the shows was the whole homegirl wanted to kill herself.
Yeah.
There was good writing. There was good writing. And it was good to and it was good. I mean, the way it was shot was cute.
Yeah.
Obviously, the acting, all did an amazing job. Melissa did a great job. So I will writing if that. I don't know if it was one of the episodes or whatever. That was actually, I will say that was good. But
I just love that it was just Josh, though. There's just something I just find comedic yet bossy that, like, yep, I won for best right. There's just I like it.
I get to keep my job.
Oh, he was
lit,
smirking his way through that speech. He was like, yeah, take that, bitches.
Well, I was confused with his speech because he came out and said, well, this was a really important storyline. And you're like, which one are you talking about? Because I was trying to figure out which storyline is he talking about that was so important that they consulted with doctors and stuff on.
The suicide.
Yeah. It was a suicide. I thought that was probably it, but then they do so many social issues. I thought there might have been something else as well. I didn't know what he was talking about at the beginning.
That was the bread. To be honest, that was the big story. I mean, other than Taraya's wedding, which was also a part of for their best drama reel. But the suicide was like something that they decided. They was like, okay, we're going to definitely do our research. We have the doctors, we have all that. So I remember Josh saying that, and that was the big story of last year that he could submit for writing and for best show.
Yeah, none of the actors won for
it. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I have some things to say. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get to rust. I have things to say about that. Okay, guest performance in a daytime drama series. Steve Burton as Harris Michaels on Beyond Salem. Ailey Mills, Heather Weber on GH. Cassandra Creech as Dr. Grace Buckingham on Bold. Robert Newman as Ashlyn Locke on Wide Arm. And Karen Spiritus as Dr. Craig Wesley on Days of Our Lives. And the winner was actually Ailey Mills.
Yay, Gerry! Gerry got that right.
Gerry picked that one. So Gerry gets a win on that one.
She and I share a birthday.
Oh, you guys get her birthday? That's so funny. Yeah, you won on that one. So I didn't. I didn't mind. Me and Walker picked Robert Newman last night. He was really good, and I kind of hoped he would have won. But I guess it's fine. I mean,
Can
I didn't
I?
want Kevin, so I'm glad. And
Cassandra
Steve was
Cree Mama wanted. She made sure that she had her moment that night. When I tell you, she went to read every reporter,
okay.
and I don't know if you're gonna get this. Gonna get back to her. Okay, I'm gonna
Who
tell.
knows?
At one point, someone was talking to Michelle and the staff,
Yeah.
and my staff was going on a little bit too long. And when Mama went, because she was waiting to get her moment, I was like, "Oh, this is how we feeling tonight." She made sure she wanted her moment,
She looked
so
good. She looked
she looked
great.
good.
She was one
and
of my best dressed.
She
Yeah.
said she wanted her 15 minutes with every goddamn person, and she
Good
was
for
going
her,
to get
though.
it. And if
Good
you
for
were
her.
taking too long, I saw
Like, wrap it up, wrap it up.
yes, she was
Uh,
she was. It was hilarious. I loved it.
You go, girl. Okay. Well, sometimes you get the most of your moment. Shit. If she is
Absolutely.
gorgeous, great. Yeah, Robert Newman didn't show up. He knew it wasn't when he didn't show up. He didn't
A
show up.
lot of people didn't
Alex,
show up.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
no.
can I say something about Ellie Mills? Is the one thing that her win, I was very happy for. I thought she did a terrific job, but it kind of like drive home the point that Robin Mattson, who completely, in my mind, I know she wasn't the first, but she owns Heather Weber and has never gotten the Emmy for it. And has done, I think Ellie Mills is a little bit more over the top, but they've been writing Heather more over the top than they did when she was around first in the 80s. But I mean, I was happy to see her win, but it also kind of said, well, I wondered if Robin Mattson had come back, if she would have the award.
I don't know. Here's the thing with Ailey Mills, and I did like her speech. I mean, she lost her husband in a horrific way.
Yeah.
So I know she mentioned him, and I was like, that, get that. And she kind of goes, and there's my bold family over there. I was like, she did a little thing over there. But she focused on her GH family. No, again, she's an actress around for a long. I mean, she's one of our mothers. She's on sitcoms, so I mean, we love her, and so I was just like, she did. I mean, the storyline sucked on GH, but she did an admirable job as Heather Weber. She had fun. Like she was having fun.
And she's
So
on her way back.
you go, girl. And I still think that Robert Doom was so good as Ashton. He came in and took it over, and I still think he was really good. And again, I'm glad Steve Burton didn't deserve it. Kevin Spears didn't deserve it. If Cassandra got it, I wouldn't be upset. I mean, she was good in her scenes. They didn't have her on that much, but
that category is so weird, though. It's one of those, because with Allie and with Robert, like I said on our previous show, they more supporting because they were like the rules. I need to know what the complete rules for guest performer is, because one, it was original character, which is, like I said, Cassandra played an original character, but then it's the episode count. Then it's so I need to. Are you just giving people an award, or just because you couldn't place them in supporting or lead, you just go ahead and say, "Hey, here you go, guest performer."
Well, Hat Daddy won Best Performer last year, and then he won support. So yes, so I think sometimes that does, and Renee Watson the same thing.
And,
so,
and General Hospital has been kicking that category's butt in the last couple of years.
Did Kate Manzi get nominated for Best Guest Performer in between Best Actress nominations?
Yep.
Okay.
It was the same year as Marcy Miller, but same role, but one got guest and one got lead.
Yeah, it's also, I think
They're all
sometimes with that guest performer, they like to give it to the best known person. Like, I think, is there any way next year that Dick Van Dyke is not going to get best performance?
Exactly. Right.
Next year, guest performer list. I already know who. Shoot, that's going to be a tough category if they.
Oh, what are you thinking? Colleen Zink.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Colleen. I'm thinking Michael. Barry God, he was on My Three Sons. He's on General Hospital.
Oh, Barry Livingston.
Barry Livingston.
Yep, him. I'm like, that's going to be a stack category. So,
well, maybe they'll do a three-way split like they did with Donna Mills, Ray Wise, and somebody else that year.
Oh shoot, I forgot.
Right, I think up that too that year.
Dang, yeah, Morgan Fairchild.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, Morgan Fairchild. Yeah, I know. They said Dick is winning and Colleen is winning a tie. That's what they think next year.
Oh, they can dance together.
Hey.
They go, Candice don't even know the rules anymore. Kevin Spears,
Yeah.
he's been off and on that show for years. Well, that's the other thing too with some of them is, we got to figure out what they count as not on the show. There's reoccurring, but supporting can be reoccurring too. Like it's, I don't know what the I don't know what the number. I don't know what the number it is. And films gives it to you. Robin Madsen is still my favorite soap character. Robin Madsen was good as Gina on Santa Barbara. That's my show.
Hey.
She just. There's some actresses you just don't win Emmys.
I also, because I saw that she was at the Bay premiere, which means that she is still in the industry. So why is she not?
I think it was something health wise that was going on with her.
She had an operation.
I know at the time, but now you are back doing carpets and going to the Bay event to be seen, but Allie is still coming back and you aren't coming back. So yeah.
Well, we saw Leslie Charleston recently on General Hospital, and that was because she doesn't work as hard, apparently. So maybe Robin's like, I'm good too. I don't know. Maybe she's good. Yeah.
Normally, when you're good like that, you stay in the house.
Right.
I feel like when you make the decision to go get dressed up, do your hair and makeup, to go to an event to be photographed, it just shows me that you aren't as retired as it may appear.
Yeah.
It shows me that you are still, and then maybe I'm thinking like, because the only reason actors really go walk red carpets is because they want to be seen. So in my mind, I just like, you just don't go, well, the Bay is having an event, I'm going to go and walk the red carpet just for the shits and giggles. No, you're doing it because you want to be seen and you're letting us know that you are good. So why aren't you back in your role?
Maybe Jason doesn't want her back.
Yeah, that's it's very interesting. Like, I know why at the beginning there was maybe an illness, but there's no illness now. She is like, hey, I'm out here.
I'm trying to think if she was on the Bay previously. I want to say she was.
No, anyway, so the guest performing, that's just it's kind of somebody goes, maybe she wanted a free meal in the show.
Oh, and James, why weren't you nominated for guest performance? Because you were brilliant on Studio City.
Here's a little side note. No, seriously, here's a little side note. So the year that I was going to submit, actually, Sean was like, we're going to submit you for a guest performance. We're going to tell you, why not? And they already split it all up.
Yeah.
So the digital series went to prime time. They didn't do supporting or guest.
Wow.
That's why I couldn't. And I was so bad. The one time I could be nominated for an Emmy possibility, it was ripped from me. So that's what happened. So they moved it to the primetime Emmys. And the only person that we all kind of knew was Anthony Anderson, our buddy Anthony Anderson. He was the one nominated in the category. So that from our world, but nobody else was really nominated. So so they didn't do supporting or guest. But I was going to submit because I fit the criteria. I was half the episode. So, and I acted opposite of Sean. So I was gonna do it. And I was like, that'd be funny if I won an Emmy because of just some little weird whatever. So, but no. Yes, I am an Emmy voter, folks. I'm an Emmy voter. Okay, so that's that category. Here's the next controversial category. Younger performer in a daytime drama series. Well, one person had to drop out since we saw last.
Yep.
Victoria Grace as Wendy Shin, so she don't count no more. So it was Eden McCoy, my girl, of course, General Hospital. Carrie Christopher from Days of Our Lives and Henry Joseph Samiri from Bold and the Beautiful, Eden won. And it's it's such, for me, of course, we've been on the show before. We know how some people feel about certain people, but I love Eden. That's my girl. And she just lost her mother. So it was actually nice look. Her mom, her dad was with her. I agree with most people. It was such a weird thing. They need to revamp that category to have her against 2 children. Like, it's the most bizarre, craziest thing on earth. And people get upset because on the show, because he hasn't seen the show yet, they flashed on the younger actors and they were kind of upset. They're just kids. They don't know what's going on.
Right.
But she was giving her away. I said, you shouldn't have asked them. But they're not grown-ups. Like, they should have just been like, leave them alone, whatever. But it's a weird category. So we got to figure out who I picked. So obviously, me, Walker, and Gerry picked. He picked Henry. So me, Gerry, and Walker get a point.
Wait, no, Walker picked Henry.
No, Walker picked Eden McCoy. It was me, and you picked Henry, and me, Walker, and Gerry picked Eden McCoy. I've not touched it since we wrote it down.
I think I said I think want and would win. I think we did want and would, like, I wanted, yeah.
Yeah. Remember we talked about, we kept saying to people,
okay,
we know how they vote sometimes, and then we're saying who we like to win.
Yeah.
So,
and I think the category, why there's so much issue is there just isn't young talent like there used to be.
Right.
Which is why,
like, folks I still think there are with the Violet chick and all that.
Which is why we went
she's going to be nominated next year.
Like, I don't think they need to go back to doing. There's just isn't enough young talent. Like, this isn't the days where the Kevin Mambos, the Heather Toms, like they're just even if you move the age to back to 25, there's just not that many talented under 25 people in this genre so that's why it's so glaring to me.
Yeah.
Right. I feel as though with this, okay, maybe I see what the issue was, but then I don't see it. Because I remember when Cameron Grimes was up against Heather Tom. I remember when Johnson Jackson was up against, what was that baby's name that played little Nate?
Oh yeah, he was pissed when he lost. I remember that.
Right, and that seems still too, like, when I saw with CBS, how CBS did with, panning on the kids, that actually took me back to when Johnson Jackson won, and you had Joshua Morrow tell the little boy, "It is not your fault. You're still a winner." And I'm just like, okay, where was all of this? And now I get it. Ethan is the oldest, the babies, I understand, but like Walker just said, there's not young talent anymore. So
you just basically worked Walker's point. When you name all these
that's
people,
what I was just saying. Like,
yeah, the chat's like, there's no Cher Michelle Gellar. There's no there's like those things are gone. They're gone.
And people are like, oh, we want the guys and the girl. If they split it back to 2, then it's just going to be
females.
It's going to be anyone who's in that age group is going to get nominated just for the hell of it, and that's not what it should be. It should be. None of this should be just like for the hell of it. It should be it should be the best of the best, and unfortunately, they're just not under that age.
And people, you're basically picking up point also. You're like, when a kid from Santa Barbara won, and I'm like, you're actually still, again, they were good. I mean,
it was the best of the best.
Justin Glock was good. He was good.
He did win. Yeah.
But he was good. With Robin Matson, played his mother, played Gina. It was like they were good together. He was good. I mean, no,
you had an investment.
There was that they were good. That's like these. I mean, Kimberly McCullough could act. Like these. A young whatever they could act. I mean, there's just there was talent back then. Well, also we have to say this, and all 4 of us know this. They've shifted the cast so much now. Most of the cast are focused on older people.
Yeah.
Or adults. They hardly, in the old days, used to be the summer, bring out the kids. They didn't do it this summer. Why not get rid of all the kids, basically? Where is a Noah? Where is a Faith? Who are good actors who were good? Like, where are they?
Well, the other thing I think that I've noticed a lot, especially on General Hospital, is that very few of the kids, with the exception of the autistic actor who plays Ned and Olivia's son, All the young actors, it seems like every other month you're seeing they're being recast. So nobody there gets to grow into the role like they used to in the past. They said Eden McCoy has been on the show since she was 11. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I remember when she was first on, I don't know if she has a dialogue for the first year, it seemed like no.
Right.
But they kept her around and she got to grow into it. And they're forever recasting on General Hospital and other shows the young people, so none of them can get traction.
Right. They're saying next year we have a little more. Charlotte, Jake,
Oh yeah.
Adam.
Yeah.
There's all these folks that could possibly under that age group get it. But I agree with you guys. It's just, and you guys are say people mentioned Tom Pelfrey. I'm like, that's the time when they were actors. They were actors. They were teenage and child actors who acted, and they had storylines.
Plus, we had other shows too.
They're just not. There's no one in that age group that's doing what Tom Pelfrey did.
No. Oh no.
Like there's not a younger daytime actor.
No.
There is not one on TV, and I'm including the Chavez. I'm including any of the young ones on. There is none of them can touch what a Tom Pelfrey, what a Heather Tom did at that time.
Woo.
Not even who they are now.
No, right.
You can't even touch what they did when they were your age. So, baby, that's why I don't be. This person is going to be the most amazing thing ever.
We'll wait and see. And the thing is, people are bringing up Star Manning. They're bringing up what's her name? She was good.
But it took a while for her to get. It took a while for her to get her award.
Yeah, she got into it. The same thing with Bree Williamson when they were younger and they got on One Night to Live. They were good. They gave them storylines. They gave them. She was like best in tests and all that. They gave them real storylines. These kids today are walking. They're precocious singing songs, and people are like, "Why do you hate the kids so much?" I'm like, "Because they fucking suck." I'm sorry. I don't want to see this on my TV.
Because they don't, the writers do not have investment like they used to back in the day.
No, they don't. So you can't even touch a Kimberly McCullough. There you go. I mean, it's just, there's some folks who they acted their asses off and they were young. Jonathan Jackson, for all whatever you hear about him, he was good. He held
That's why he won back to back.
He held his own against Jeannie Francis and Anthony Gerry. He held his own. Even young Tyler Christopher. He was green at first, but you could tell he got better and better.
Like Rebecca Hurst also, when she first came on, she was okay. Now she's, amazing.
Still should have won an Emmy. Sorry.
Well, Sheikah brings up, like a lot of New York soaps, theater actors are different than regular actors. So kid actors from theater obviously know how to, I guess their training is different. So that's probably why they're better at some level.
Or maybe the problem is that there are too many laws cracking down on stage parents.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah, there's that too. Well, some for good reason, clearly. We know all those stories. Yeah. And the other day I was talking about a side note, kids. I was talking about my buddy Todd Bridges and how he should have been bigger than he was. I mean, he was the go-to child actor of the 70s and 80s and always delivered. But because he was black, I just think he didn't get what he was supposed to get. But he was really good, and I think he should have been bigger. And it's like some people just don't. But back then, they were not investing in things like that sometimes. So I think some of these kids today. Young Victoria Rao, when she first came on, Drusilla was electric. She was when she first came on, you could keep your eyes off her. She was totally she ruled every scene. She was in. It's like this nowadays.
Pulled off double duty, having Young and the Restless and Diagnosis Murder at the same time.
Yep.
Just nowadays, it's a different thing. Not saying there can't be good child actors. Obviously, there's some out there somewhere, but just that I don't think the soaps are investing in the kids like they used to.
Also, I don't think the production speed and time is kind of allows that, because and I try to bring this point up to people all the time when they like to compare, like, oh, the shows were so good back then. I'm like, when you were only having to do maybe like 2 or 3 episodes a week to film, you have time to like work things out and kind of like rehearse and do multiple takes, where now, people are like, I was talking to a producer at Days, and they're like, yeah, we shot 82 pages of material today. You can't. I don't. You can be Meryl Streep. You can't. You writing, acting, when you're doing stuff at that pace, when you're turning out basically it's like a plant now. It's just like boom, 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 boom. Quality is getting lost, and I don't think it's net always like the writers are terrible. When you gotta write, like you don't have, there's just no time, and I think that's what's killing the genre, is the production time to stay on air versus like people not being good writers or people not being good actors. I think if you give some of the best writers or actors this, hey, for 12 months, I want you to work at this speed and pace. It's I don't care who you are. You can be Jesus. It's not gonna be a hit every time.
True. It's all true. Now we're going to supporting actor in a daytime drama. The nominees were Nicholas Chavez, General Hospital; Chad Duell, General Hospital; Dan Furgel, These Are Our Lives; Robert Gossett, GH; and John Lindstrom as Kevin and Ryan on GH. And Gerry is the winner on this one. Yep. The winner is Robert Gossett. Mm-hmm. I picked Nicholas Chavez. Then Candice picked Daniel Furgel, and Walker picked John Lindstrom, which I wish John had won. Sorry, I just wish he did. I mean, talk about a classy actor who put in, 30 years of work. Just like so good, and takes everything to throw at him and tries to make it work. It's just like, I think he should have won. That's who I would have liked to have seen win. If out of that group. I love Dan, trust me, he's hot as F, and I love me some Dan Furgel. He did some great work as EJ last year. Yes. But he gave it to Hat Daddy, so he gets it.
Who didn't wear the hat?
He didn't wear a hat.
I know.
He was very happy. He thanked everybody in the world. Okay, so that's there's much to say about that. Let's go to supporting actress. Oh, we're going to supporting actress. And there's a little bit of controversy before the show started. Also. And I am actually working on that. So stay tuned at JLJ Media. All I got to say to you guys. Krista Allen as Dr. Taylor Hayes on Bold and Beautiful. The late Sonia Eddy on GH. Stacey Hyduke, These Are Our Lives. Brooke Kerr, GH, and Kelly Thibault, GH. And the winner, of course, was the late Sonia Eddy. And the three gentlemen, we picked that. Candice picked Krista, which didn't work out. So I'm going to mention this now because this is part of the stuff we talk about. As many of you know, Krista Allen is no longer on Bold and Beautiful. It was let out like beforehand. This was going to that she's gone. And a lot of folks, I see Twitter went buck wild this weekend over it and blaming Catherine Kelly Lang and all kinds of stuff going on. Which to me is normal stuff. That to me is all. That's what online.
Irrationalness is for some Twitter is definitely normal stuff.
Yeah, that's normal. So I saw it and I was like, okay, whatever. So, but I heard she was there. And she looked beautiful. I didn't see her. I texted her. She looked beautiful, and she was there. So, did you talk to her, Walker?
Mama hit the carpet with the attitude of "I have no fucks to give," and that's just like the energy she was giving off.
Yes.
You can ask her to confirm if she will or not, but as soon as that award was announced, that door is open. And she hit it out the goddamn ceremony.
Hey.
As soon as her category was over, not the show, the category.
Right. No, we heard you. We got it.
Hit it. Yes. I'm trying to be careful. I don't know how much I want to say. This is a very interesting exit because if you get the opportunity to speak, I don't know how open she is going to be. but there have been talks of her not being the easiest person to work with.
Right.
So I don't know if the fans know this stuff. And so it's kind of
here's the deal. Well, because we are friends. And remember, I had her on my show before she came on. And people were just went viral, and people were just like, "Oh my god!" But even before she even started the show, so I'm in talks with wanting to have her come on as an exit, and usually she's very with me. She usually tells everything. So we'll see. We'll see how. I mean, so stay tuned, folks. I'm trying to work on that. So just stay tuned. I just think it's very interesting because folks were attacking her on my show before she even started. Now they'll say folks like, we love her. Why is she gone? So it's kind of funny. It's that old adage of online goes crazy when they don't see something they want. It's kind of that kind of thing. Just wait and see how it works out. And for the most part, a lot of folks liked her portrayal.
She's brilliant. She's brilliant because she got that story out ahead of the award show.
Yeah.
So she made sure that her name was in everybody's mouth. And then you don't have to do every carpet, so you didn't have to be being asked 100,000 times, like, what's your status with the show? She was brilliant. That was a brilliant move, and I don't think people get that. I think they kind of like, oh my gosh, she's gone. But I'm like, did you read that deadline thing? Because that's clearly from her camp, like. This is like that inside stuff. Like there's so much nuance if you pay attention to things. The narrative switches, and by her doing that, she owned the narrative of her leaving the show.
Good,
and it makes. I'm not saying she isn't. I'm not saying she's a nightmare. I don't know the woman, but it does make her seem more sympathetic and being more the victim. The way that rollout was. So bravo, man, because you knew what you were doing.
Because it took away.
Go ahead, Candice.
And I was going to say, it took away from Bold and Beautiful. If you saw Friday's episode, it literally, when that news dropped, it took away from what Bold and Beautiful did. The Emmys, people was tuning in to see if she was going to come to the Emmys. Everybody was like, okay, we know she's moving to Atlanta. Is she just going to go straight shot to Atlanta? Is she going to, what's going on? And then everybody kept saying, she's not taking any pictures with any of her cast members. She's not even sitting. They was like, was she sitting with them? Was she engaging with them? Everybody was doing the whole FBI, looking to see, okay, she ain't take a picture with Jack. She didn't say nothing about Jackie or Thornton, stuff like that.
And she didn't when she was on the show. So why should it change now? That should have been y'all number one clue that she won't be there long.
Because Walker, don't you check out Soap Twitter? Let me tell you about Soap Twitter. They break everything down.
Then how come they didn't see the writing on the wall that she wasn't in the clique, that she wasn't in with the crew? Why y'all acting?
They did. It was the whole okay, and up on Twitter, on Soap Twitter, she would pump up, Taylor fans, Team Taylor. And then, how some cuckoo fans are, they was like, oh yeah, Krista doesn't like, Brooke or Kathy Kelly Lane. And then it was just it's going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Oh God, Walker, we gotta talk later because that could take up 3 hours right here. Soap Twitter.
She clearly loved her character. Oh, yeah. There was very little interaction with the cat. That's how I need y'all to open your eyes up a little bit. And I'm sorry to be going in on the fan, but y'all need to open your eyes up a little bit and use some common sense. If you see someone who doesn't and who's never with the group, and whether if it's a clique or not, it's not a good sign. Just like GH has a young person who, Lord, I'm not even messing with y'all fans because y'all are crazy and you're crazy. But that person is never with the group. It doesn't bode well. It's not a good thing when you separate yourself from the entire cast. Can't be bad. Now you might have one asshole, you might have two divas on the set, but the entire cast cannot be all bad.
Yeah, because Krista is friends with Sean because he always came to our events.
Yeah, always
was
came.
there.
Yeah.
There was you're right. There's certain people that hang out at certain people's events. We know this off camera, but you're right. If you're looking on screen and seeing, looking at people's Twitters, Instagrams, you see who they're hanging out with,
Who they follow.
There are folks clicks on these shows, and they're not hiding it. It's out there for you to see. I mean, there's certain clicks on these shows,
it's unfortunately it's show business, and if you ain't in, then baby, you see where you are.
And I'm going to say, because saying in the chat room also, they're saying what I'm about to say. So, the folks out there, Catherine Kelly Lang does not run Bold and the Beautiful.
And if she does, she did, that would be a totally different show.
I'm saying she doesn't run it. She has no idea. She didn't get so and so fired. She hasn't script approvals or nothing. Homegirl does her job, and that's what she does. Yeah, she has earned her spots. She's the 37 years. She has earned her spots on the show, but she's not running the show. I think people give people a little too much credit. There's some actors on some shows who do have some say. That does happen, like any job. That does happen. But Catherine Kelly Lang has, she has her spot secure. She's not up there trying to get people out there.
And also, Jackie doesn't have the power to fire anybody either, because I saw that on Twitter too.
I've seen that too. Jackie's having babies and shit. She don't have time trying.
And Kimberly Brown,
they blame Kimberly.
Oh, they was blaming everybody. They was blaming. They was like, Catherine Kelly Lang doesn't like, another female to kind of take over her presence. So they said, well, why is Jackie on there? And then everybody was like, well, Jacqueline got her fired because, they didn't talk about each other in interviews or anything else like that. Then it went to Kimberly Brown. And so it's like, and then
Kimberly Brown's spot ain't even that solid. Mama,
right, exactly, right. Kimberly ain't doing anything. She's glad to be back. She's doing her job.
Yeah, she's laying low.
She's not. Yeah,
she is laying low. She's like, I'm not in this mess. I'm
looking fabulous. Like,
I'm gonna stay over here, so I don't get.
The chat's laughing. The chat's like, JFW has 4 kids. She got no time trying to worry about people. I'm like, she's busy. I'm like, people are busy. I think people get these ideas that I know on Bold People was the whole Logan versus the Loganization of the show. Well, bitches, the Logans were on since day one. Sorry to get. Brooke Logan was on since day one. So that's just how it is. It's just how it is.
It doesn't help that Ron Moss clip has been going around this weekend.
Yeah.
Where they're like, he's talking about him and Susan Leprechaun, the politics.
Have you seen that one, Gerry?
No, I haven't.
Yeah,
yeah. I think that was like a couple of years ago, wasn't it? That clip was like a couple of years ago.
But the thing is, sometimes the politics is at the top.
Yes.
And at politics of Bradley.
Yeah, way above the actors. Way up there.
The politics is the man who owns the show. It's his show. That's right. What the politics is.
Yeah,
it is.
Historically, haven't the Bell shows constantly done this for decades? You have a really popular actor, and they'll just get rid of them for a while, and then bring them back so they can proclaim, "Look who's coming back to the show."
It's a different time.
Well, also
we can all name people. Yes,
he gets bored after a while. I mean, Krista was very good. I like Krista in the role. She made Taylor. It was a refreshing for Taylor. But baby, if he did that to Rena Sofer, then sorry,
yeah.
I mean, we can go, boom, 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 boom. Who Brad? If you're a new person. Baby, you better enjoy your 6 months and just pray that
RJ,
that Diamond White,
that you get,
Yeah.
So yeah. He better enjoy his 6 months that he got now, because who knows what the future's going to have.
Well, I got to tell you, I just really thought that. I mean, I liked, Chris Allen in the role a lot, and but after the wedding didn't happen between her and Ridge, I just said, okay, the clock is ticking.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
And then once they paired up, the character with Kimberly Brown, your friend,
Oh, Deacon.
yeah. Once they paired him up with Kimberly Brown, I'm like, okay, there's really nobody left on the show for her.
Bill,
Who?
Bill,
Bill,
Exactly.
Bill.
Okay.
they're barely using him.
You see what they do to Don Diamont. You see what they do
Right.
to Head of Tom. Like,
Hello?
I'm sorry, that woman is no. I'm not saying she's lesser than, but she's no Head of Tom. And if Head of Tom is a damn day player on the show, what do you expect to be? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I still think they should have gone for the Brooke and Hunt Taylor as a couple
Right, I know.
after they
I was
both dumped Ridge,
played
And
yeah,
there was
they
that
played
one
that
scene
better.
where they were like toasting each other as my new best friend,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Yes.
are they going there?
I wish they had did that a little bit. It'd be kind of fun, but they didn't have the balls to do that. But my thing is, once Brayler broke up, they put Brooke back with Ridge. I thought I'm like you. I was counting down. I was like, okay, because a lot of us were like, we see cute chemistry between Deacon and Taylor. That was kind of cutesy. And we're like, okay, go that direction maybe. And I'm thinking, what are friends in real life? This could be really good. I mean, him and Kim and Brown are friends in real life too, so it works out fine. So I mean, Sean Kanan wins either way. I mean, he gets somebody good; it's good either way. But they didn't put Lee with Bill. I mean, Bill.
No.
I am, and folks, and Kenneth Clark. I know you're in here. Everyone knows how I feel about Don Diamont. That's my man, dreams, and I cannot believe that he is barely on screen.
I touched
I can't believe. I mean, I touched that chicken's hand last year. But I'm saying he's a lead. He can act. He looked good while doing it. And he has star power. And the fact that you're not writing for him, like Walker said, it's like you get a big storyline for a while, then I'll put you on the shelf for a minute.
But
that's it. You're like him and Heather Tom are like this exploring. Heather Tom is a 6-time, like you said on the show, 6-time Emmy winner out of 12, 13 nominations.
The difference is they are okay with the status quo. And Krista was given the opportunity to. She didn't want to, linger in that recurring nightmare that everyone else is. And so you can't be mad at someone who's like, well,
Well, you know the thing about Heather also, she's a director. So I guess she does. She was so.
She directed yesterday's episode.
She's not sitting around doing nothing. She's out there doing stuff. She was directing the episode of Dynasty, so she's on shows. So I guess for her, I know she likes directing, so she's good. But again, for us as fans, Heather Tom can walk into a room and my thing was, on a side note, with Ashley Jones, I was like, oh, I forgot she can really act. Homegirl, when she came in those first scenes, I was like, this is what we need. This is a Forrester daughter, and she came in guns blazing. It reminded me of Lexi Ainsworth when Sunny came back from when she walked in that and did that. She commanded that whole scene. Like you never see her, when she comes in, you're like, oh, that's why. I forgot that she's good. So I just felt like Ashley Jones, and again, I got into the news. I got in all the trades about Tracy Melcore not coming back as Kristen, and I agree with her. I mean, she had more of the other people on there. You're gonna bring back Windsor Harmon. You could at least bring back some of the other people on there. I mean, at the very least, for a day, or I know it costs money and shit. I get all that. It costs money people on there, but it's really interesting, some of these choices. So what we're all trying to say to you out there is, yes, there are, like any job out there, there's hierarchies. There is certain things that happen, but for the most part, I'm with Walker. Most of the stuff that happens, it's really high up. They make the files. No one's really that safe. I mean, Days of Our Lives got rid of John and Marlena at one point. You're like, you thought they'd be safe when they got rid of them. We're like, John Marlena?
Yep.
I mean, like, no one's really the higher ups. That's where the money is and the money isn't. So that to me is where decisions are made.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Jay knows it for a long time, because that's how it was back in the day too. It's like it all depends on it's the network, it's the producers, it's
sometimes they'll
Who
fire
do you want to
somebody
write
just to
for?
show everybody else you're not safe.
Right.
Mhm.
I mean, look at Brenda Dixon. Okay, let's go on to lead performer in a daytime drama series. The nominees are Maurice Bernard, ABC, Peter Bergman, Young and the Restless, CBS, Billy Flynn, NBC, Torsten K, CBS, and Jason Thompson, CBS. And the winner, Gerry gets it again. Gerry is the lead. I mean, he's just getting it. Torsten K won as Rich Forrester. I have mixed
Finally.
feelings about this. I have mixed feelings. For me, I was hoping Billy Flynn would win or Jason Thompson. My little piece I was say about Jason Thompson is I think Jason is such a quiet performer. Like he's always good. Like he comes in and his work is just consistently good, no matter what they give him. I think some folks sleep on that, so to speak. And now that I know what the real was, in this particular storyline, he was phenomenal. He was a great yin and yang to Melissa Claire Ian. Like he was really good. Even afterwards, he was really good. I just think I love Jason. I think Jason's just the bomb diggity. But he is just, I think he's consistent. Even back on General Hospital, he's just consistently he's good. And I think folks just like they just slept on that. Billy Flynn had some really amazing work last year, and he's a great actor. I think he's a great actor. I know he's ruffled some feathers and people behind the scenes here and there, but I think he's a good actor. And I thought it would be nice to see him win. Torsten, not upset. He's been around for 30 years in the business, I guess. But anyway, I don't know what your thoughts are. People in the chat room say yes, that Jason's consistent. He is. He's always good. Go ahead, Walker.
There, you could hear a pin drop when again, we didn't see that now, but when his face showed that when it tell that he won, you could hear a pin drop. It was a shock. No one was expecting Thorsten. No one was happy that it was Thorsten. So much so fact that when I went Saturday morning, the next morning, a soap journalist told me I'm still mad that Thorsten won last night.
So, folks, that was the real stuff inside there. I didn't know that. Wow.
And see, I was perfectly fine with because I think I even said it was either going to be between. I think I did pick Billy Flynn.
Yeah.
And I said, but I wouldn't be mad if Thorsten K because with this category, just like the first year that Jackie won, everybody has had an Emmy. Maurice had an Emmy. Peter had an Emmy. Jason finally had an Emmy. Billy and Thorsten has been nominated. This is his second time in lead actor, and Thorsten K, minus the One Life to Live stuff. Poor Charles, All My Children, and Bold and Beautiful. He's been in lead actor category. As soon as they said it, I didn't even have to think about the real. I knew what it was. It was the what. I was like, that's what did because he was pissed off in that scene. I mean, I know people wanted Maurice. I think that was the heavy favorite was Maurice. But I mean, I can finally say Thorsten won. So next year, Billy Flynn, if you got the material, maybe it's you next year.
Walker, why were people mad that Thorsten had won? Was it something against him personally, or did they just not think he deserved it?
Didn't think he deserved it.
Deserved it.
Like there was someone who had the logic that Candice has. I don't agree with that logic. I don't just because you ain't won don't mean you should give. Like I don't believe in just giving shit away just because you ain't never had it. I'm sorry. If Peter won 20,000 times because Peter was better than you 20,000 times, Thorsten did not deserve that one. And I say it here.
But Walker,
Thorsten, you did not deserve it. It was not your time.
Walker, do you think it was because it was stacked? Because again, you had some voters who was like, okay, Maurice, Peter. I mean, Peter and Maurice probably like split. I don't know.
I don't think these people watch these. Candice, I don't think these people watch these clips. I think they go through and just check. I don't think James maybe he probably like studying, got his notes out.
I did too.
These people do not don't be they be check.
Who they know?
Check.
How do you feel about this, about Gerry? Because you've been around for a while with this Emmy stuff. I mean,
Well,
you
I
chose
think
Torsten. You chose Torsten. You chose him. So
right. Okay. It's funny because I never was that big fan of his when he was on One Life to Live, and everybody loved him as Patrick. I never really did. They took over. I liked him on Port Charles, and then when he took over for Ridge, I was like, I really liked him. I thought he's been great. Um,
Oh
and
no, I mean
um,
no, that's it's interesting because I like hearing other people's thing because I don't know anyone who believes Thorsten is Ridge. Like so I know I like I no I'm just I like it's like I
I
like
will.
hearing someone who has a different opinion.
Yeah.
yeah,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I actually I do buy into him as Ridge. I like him as Ridge. Unfortunately, Ron Moss, I never warmed up to him, but I've warmed up to very quickly to Ridge. I like his kind of rough part of it. Um, and he kind of in some ways really feels like Stephanie and Eric's son to me because they're such tough people, both of them. And you saw like a lot more of John McCook's Eric's toughness in the last few years come out since and Ridge just feels to me he feels right in that, and I like him as that.
Like that. I want
Um,
to say, hi everybody in
yeah.
the chat. We have 70 people watching. So 70 people watching. Hi, you guys.
Hey.
Oh, they want to watch us. Trust me, they're going to watch it. They're going to watch us. I might get quoted in a few things this week. Out here. That's fine. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Gerry.
so I was happy that I thought that maybe he'd because of course when the show was on last night, I'm having a hard time remembering what counts for what, and with the stuff where Ridge was dealing with his daughter being shot by Sheila and his vendetta against Sheila, was that part of the year that it was being voted on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, he did some really like powerful, believable work, and he actually, I can tell you, when he said he wanted to kill Sheila, I really believed it, and I thought it could happen.
Yeah, the chat room is split. Some like him, some don't. Amaya's like, TK's a better actor than Ron. That's why you love Ron, LOL. It's funny is for me, I actually am friends with Ron Moss. So I'm gonna give full disclosure. I just think Ron, I liked him. I liked his, I kind of liked his style of kind of woodenish kind of acting. He had the chisel, he had the look, he had the total look that I could believe is a young, you know, the dressmaker, so to speak. I could totally see it
The
in Los Angeles.
dressmaker, the playboy, the
Yeah.
young rich playboy, like nothing about Thorsten gives me like I was out here just knocking the women down like that. Nothing about him gives me that. He gives me
No.
I was up in Uncle Ben's cabin like chopping some damn wood and I don't that's
I could I can believe that Ron Moss's Ridge was with Caroline and with Brooke and with I can see them. I mean, and with Morgan and I can
all of them
see
going crazy fighting over
crazy.
yeah.
I'll tell you, Gerry, when I first met Ron, I interviewed Devin Vasquez first as his wife, and Ron came with. I know he would come with her. He came with her. They traveled everywhere together. And when he walked through the door, and I call him this to this day, he's the coolest dude in the room. I say it all the time because he walked in, and he's like tall, nice looking body. You're kind of still working it out. He has the little feathered hair. He had the ascot. He had like he's a rock star. Like he literally was a rock star too. But like I said, you're the coolest dude in the room. So whenever I see him, I was like, hey, coolest dude in the room. He laughs, but he just is. For me, he epitomized Southern California playboy. That's for me. So I get it. Torsten's a different kind of actor to me. I don't dislike him. He's just a different kind of. Oh my god! The chat room saying stuff about Ramos. I could say on here. They're like he's giving big D energy and stuff. I'm like, okay. But Torsten is a rougher. He likes cars. He likes hockey. I get that vibe from Torsten. I get that vibe from him. So it's a different Ridge. To me, it's a very different Ridge. I liked him as Zach, of course, on All My Children. But I mean, so you're right. They give two different ridges for you, two different ridges, very much so. And the chat is like they're
in the mix.
I wonder if Thorsten would have been a better Nick.
Ooh.
No.
He's just yeah.
just because I just like who Thorsten is and the character of Nick just seem more aligned than
Maybe it's a new. Like I always said, if Thorsten, because I used to when Thorsten first showed up, they had to really sell his version of Ridge to me, because when he was doing the poetry and him and Katie, I kept saying, okay, Bold, you're literally taking pieces of all the characters he has played and rolling it into one. And it's really tough for me to buy him as Ridge because, like you said, I had to really picture him with Caroline. I had to go through that. But after maybe a year, 2 years, I was just like, okay, I'm buying into it. I understand he is no Ron Moss anymore. This is a new chapter. Just like with the Thorns, except for one. I could buy. James, you didn't have to do that. Except for one.
There are a couple of thorns. There are a couple of thorns where thorns, all right.
Yeah, except for was there one thorn that's cry me a river. But I mean, with Thorsten, I mean he's doing a good job. There's still some things like I will say this: him and Catherine Kelly, and I'll say it. To me, they have the friendship. They don't have the romance between Brooke and Ridge.
They are GH's Sonny and Carly. How this version of Sonny and Carly do not have the sexual chemistry.
Right. Like the friendship, friendship, I see it. And before anybody says, okay, yeah, Krista and Thorsten, they had chemistry. They did.
Yeah.
But
they did.
It was still something that wasn't really selling it to me. I'll be honest, the person that I've seen Thorsten have chemistry with, she's no longer on the show. She's over on Days of Our Lives playing Sarah Horton. And that's Lindsay Godfrey.
Together? You like her and Lindsay Godfrey together?
I felt as though they had both of both worlds. Like they had the flirtation, they had the chemistry, they had the friendship. Yes, it was gross because that was Caroline Jr. 2.0. But between the two, even when Hunter Tylo came back for a little bit, I didn't see it with Thorsten and her. So yeah. I saw it with Denise Richards too.
Oh, sorry. What I liked about them was, although they're not really husband and wife, but they've been together, but they are one of the few husband and wife pairs who've each won daytime Emmys, him and Susan Haskell.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then, are they married yet, or have they just been together for 30 years?
I think they're just together, but legally, like federal law, they're married. Because they're in New York.
It says they should bring Susan Haskell on for Red. So funny.
Hey, I've been saying that for a long time too.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who she would be good to play. But maybe create a new character.
She could play Morgan.
I'll say Morgan. That's what I was going to say too. Yeah, I don't know. It's just very interesting. We'll move on to. Oh, here we go.
No, hold no. Because I bring Sarah Buxton back because I think Sarah Buxton and Thorsten would look.
Oh, that's true. Good point.
No, we're gonna do that tomorrow. I
need Sarah to come out of retirement.
Sarah and Thorsten, that might be interesting to see.
Oh, they're saying bring on. No, Daily Fire goes. No, bring on Elisa Minshew. You play Kendall.
No, because I love her, and I know to recreate the all my children magic. But sometimes when you do that, when you try to bring a former person back to create that parent, it does not work. And Guiding Light fans who watched All My Children, you know who I'm talking about when they brought on my girl Beth Ellis and Ricky Paul Golden. It did not work out.
I remember that.
I didn't think it worked out the first time, but.
Walker.
Oh my God! Somebody said
I remember way back when they tried to recreate from Another World couple, Alice and
Steve,
and then brought them on to One Life to Live, and he just didn't work out there the same.
I remember when they brought Kim Zimmer back as Echo de Savoy and tried to put her up with, and I'm like, nah, that didn't work either. That was horrible. at the end of
or when they tried to repair one of the Seans from Days of Our Lives with Bell Black.
Jason Cook and Martha Madison, and then they did the same thing over. Had Jason Cook come over with Kristen Storms on General Hospital.
Yeah, and it just didn't.
Kristen, yeah,
they worked hard, but it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
I like Maxie and Matt.
I did too. See, I did too. I liked him. I did. I was a fan.
Yeah.
I love Jason. I love Jason Cook. Can we get Jason Cook back on Days?
The only person, the only couple.
Did he cause problems or no? Behind the scenes. I like him. No, I like him. So I'm just saying. I don't. Did he? I feel like I read stuff.
Child, if you got other monsters running around on that set, Billy Free, Jason can come on back.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I like him, so I like him. So I want to. When he get a little beard, I was like, I'm all in. I'm in. I was working it. I was in.
I was cool with him.
I mean, I love me some Brandon Beamer, but I liked him better as Sean Douglas. But that's another story. That was
It depended on when they used him.
But see, and my thing is like on Days on General Hospital, I didn't like when they brought over Mary Beth Evans as Captain Bill. That to me didn't work with Stephen Nichols. I like Patch and Kayla better. I just do.
Oh my god!
Wait, what?
And I liked her with Tyler Christopher. I liked the Catherine Nicholas stuff. Actually,
that is like, I'm sorry, Stephen Nichols and Mary Beth Evans was like the best. Like
on Days of Our Lives, yes.
And and then when they came over to General Hospital, they did something that a lot of people cannot do. I mean, and granted, Darnell Williams and Debbie Morgan, yes, Darnell played Jacob, who wasn't Jesse's twin brother, but that's a whole different story. But that what?
I like Stephen and Catherine more than I like Steve and Kayla.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. Sorry.
The chemistry was on fire. But it was just, oh my
God. I loved his sweetness. I love
and I think that's what it is. I like seeing Mary Beth with an edge, playing the bitch, being more fun. Like, I'm not a fan of like sweet Kayla. I like seeing her like be.
But Kayla had fire back in the day, but for some reason I don't know what happened. I mean, I still love her, and she's great on the Bay. I do watch the Bay. Stephen Nichols is fine. Oh.
My chat room, I buy the chat, so that's all. I don't give a shit. People, I don't give a fuck what you guys think. I like what I like. You like what you like, and that's how that is. So I love me Patch and Kayla. Sorry, kids. That's what I'm going to do. I don't think Kayla is the worst Brady sibling. I disagree with you completely. So there you go, kids. I did not like Kayla and Shane together. That's another story, but that's all other thing. We did that. But yes, I hate all that stuff. But yes, I'm sorry.
Wasn't Jack and Kayla together too? He raped her.
Yeah, he was in love with her, but she married him out of pity because he was dying of a kidney failure. And then he raped her.
Always dying.
Okay, now somebody chat. Now you're gonna lose your mind. You say Mumbles is better than Kayla Roman, please.
Well, Roman did sleep with Nicole, so we kind of gotta give him a
Roman is better than Kayla. I'm like, yeah, 30, 40 years ago was played by Wayne Northrup. Yeah, but played by currently, I'm like, please. That's
a role for me. It's like this Thorsten. It's all in that same category. That guy has been in the role for all these years. He will never be Roman to me. Just like Amelia will never be Victoria to me. Like Thorsten will never be like. There's just some roles that. For me, it's just hard to. To
see like another okay.
And I didn't mind when Jake Houston was playing Roman. I didn't mind that so much, and they was revealed he was John. That was fine. But you and Chris Kochatek from fucking 30 years ago. I'm sorry, you're not
like the Bo Brady's. Like there's some people who Peter.
Oh, no, I didn't mind Robert Kelly.
I like Robert Kelly.
Yeah.
I didn't mind him and Stavros. I didn't mind him.
Hello.
I didn't mind him. Woo! I did not mind. He was good to look at. And I'm telling you, that Bo had so much chemistry with Carly, and had so much chemistry with. I mean, there was
Billy, all of them.
Yeah, there was some Robert Kelly. I think did a great job. I think he did a great.
He's an exception to the rule. I think he's
I agree.
because I feel like maybe some of his parents worked better. Like
The-
Peter and Crystal don't hit the same to me. I mean, Peter's Bo and Crystal Chappelle's Carly. Rock, the other Bo and Crystal, like, yeah.
Right.
Even him and Lisa Rinna, like Peter and Lisa Rinna didn't like. Peter worked best with Kristen.
My girl, don't be talking shit. That's my girl. That's my girl.
But real quick, by the way, all this Days talk is making me want to give a shout out to Dish and Days. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to their channel as well, Dish and Days. Thank you.
How about Dish and Days right now? Fuck Tony and his group. It's about JLJB. We ain't talking about no Dish and Days. They got their own channel and shit. Just kidding. You guys, I love you guys.
The shade is real.
We love me and Tony talk to each other all the time. No, I love Dish and Days. But we're not talking about them right now. But anyway, Bo and Billy was a shit. I know. There's certain, that was one of the few recasts where it's like each worked with the other
right.
Like they all worked. It worked to some level. So I'll give you points on that. So yeah, I mean some recasts work. I mean, we know that some do work. I mean, some do better than the original. Like Blair. I'm hard to live. No, there's always a certain recast. So hey, and what's her name? Julian Spencer was original Vicky, and then of course we got the Grand Dame, Victoria Slazak, of course. That's a recast. And I didn't mind.
Robin Strasser was the original Rachel.
Yep.
There was no Rachel. Yeah, and I didn't mind Gerry Verdorn as Clint. I didn't mind.
No, okay. I never bought him. He didn't seem like a cowboy to me.
I agree.
It was hard. It was hard for my guy Lightheart though. It was like, yo, take care of
him. Clint Ritchie just had like this this is where that roughness came into play. He didn't. Gerry didn't have that same like rawr as Clint Ritchie.
James, that's an idea for a show: recast versus recast.
That's an idea for it's kind of an idea for a little mini show. Okay, let's go on to drama series. I mean drama series. Sorry, lead actress in drama series.
Yeah,
women. So we got to talk about this, kids. Sharon Case, Young and the Restless. Melissa Claire Egan, Young and the Restless. Finola Hughes, GH. Jacqueline McInnes Wood, Bold and the Beautiful, and Michelle Stafford, Young and the Restless. The winner, all got it wrong. The winner was Jacqueline McInnes Wood, winning her third. So, okay, here's my thoughts before you guys get into yours. She's just so beautiful. Fuck. Homegirl, just had another baby. She looks so good. Oh my God. Now, her storyline, of course, she was good. She's a leading actress. Yeah. I mean, Homegirl's a leading actress. I'm not upset. I wanted Melissa I wanted her to win. I thought she did a phenomenal job in that storyline. I knew Sharon was going to get it, and I knew Michelle was going to get it, and I knew Finola was going to get it. I think Finola's doing work right now. It's good for next year.
Yeah,
right now. But I thought Melissa should have got it. But I will say with Jacqueline, just so everybody knows what I feel, I didn't mind her. I mean, her winning doesn't hurt me at all, like so much, because she is a leading actress. She does. They gave her some storyline, and she there she goes. They gave her storyline, and she acted her ass off. Oh yes, you know. And she acted her ass off. I mean she all last year she worked it out, and I've come to appreciate much more as I'm watching the show over the years that she's the next generation of that to take. The mantle should go to her next on that show, so to speak. So that's my real thoughts. I wanted Melissa to win. I thought she did phenomenal work for that, but I'm okay with Jackie winning. It doesn't really bother me so much. Who wants to go first?
I agree. I mean, I was rooting for Melissa Claire Egan. And like she's somebody who also grew on me as an actress. I never really cared for her as Annie on All My Children, but she's grown on me in this role. I thought that she was amazing, and I thought she was a shoo-in for it. But again, Jacqueline McInnes Wood. I mean, yeah, she had great material too with dealing with Flynn being killed and her own recovery and all the stuff with Sheila. And I love the fact that she singled out Sheila or Kimberly Brown, excuse me, as one of the co-stars that helped her get this award.
Yeah,
Even before Tana Nodland, she brought Kimberly Brown up, and I think the two of them are incredible together.
Yeah. Else?
I love Jackie. On a personal level, we're friends. Like, but I was disappointed. I was really disappointed. Because I wanted Missy to win. To me, like, yeah, I know, Jack, the whole, like, reuniting with Finn and all that. To me, those roof scenes like still play in my mind. That's the part, like, and I think I said this even back then when we first did our things, when Chelsea whispers, "Tell Connor I love him," like that. If that didn't just like and get
I know, I'm with you
like,
100%.
Like I just felt, and it was interesting because Sharon Case knew she wasn't going to win, and like she was, even on the carpet, she was just like, "I'm here to have fun. I'm not going to win." Michelle was kind of giving the same thing. She was like, "I kind of forgot why I even submitted." Like, she's just like, "I'm just here with my daughter. I'm having fun." I do believe Melissa thought she was going to win, because that was genuine disappointment on her face when she didn't. She like, I felt like she even thought like, "Hey, finally this is going to be my turn." And again, this was another, like, when the back was like shocked. Like, no one thought Jackie. Everyone thought it was going to be Melissa. So, I mean, I'm always going to be happy for her, but I was definitely disappointed.
A lot of people in chat are like, everybody likes Jackie. They're like they're not upset, but they're like, everybody thought Melissa would do it. Go ahead, Candice.
I was gonna say, I really was like literally shocked when they said Jackie. I think it was just like, again, she put in the work. We're not saying Jackie didn't put in the work. It was just Melissa put in 125% and made us feel every emotion, like, this girl, she owned it. And it was just like, okay, they won for writing. Is there a possibility that she's gonna, like, is it gonna be lead actress? And I remember when the show, we kept saying, is the fact that there's three Young and the Restless actresses nominated in the same category, was that going to help or hurt the chances and everything? And sadly, I mean, I think it did, that they canceled each other out. I'm just like, I was just kind of completely shocked. I'm still shocked. And then I saw her Instagram story where I forgot whose Emmy she picked up, and she was pretending that was hers. And I'm like,
yours. She was doing that. She did that at the party. It was cute.
Like,
yeah.
I was like, it was cute, but it just like, right in my heart.
So I want to say hi to the 80 people who are watching.
Yes.
You guys get lots of tea, folks, to talk about. But I want to say, one person says, Chelsea's mental health story was so well done. The writing, direction, and acting. I agree. As I said, it was one of those times you're like Walker said, those scenes were powerful and it looked real. Like, I mean, for a daytime show,
I thought it was outside.
It felt like it was outside. I was like, I don't want you to jump, girl. Like, I don't want you to jump, girl. Like, I was like, my heart was at the edge of my seat watching these scenes. And again, Jason Thompson goes back again. Jason Thompson held his own pound for pound in those scenes.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then later Mark Grossman came and did his little thing too. Like, there was some good stuff in that storyline. So I get the writing parts, if that's what they submitted. It was good writing. It was good. For a change, it was good.
Finally.
But I really want Melissa to go on, because I felt like Melissa probably go up and say something about, mental health. I mean, like, there could have been a whole opportunity also with that. And Like I said, the old ladies, yeah, they knew they were going to win, but they didn't know it was going to be Jackie. But the other ladies, I mean, they were happy to be nominated. It was fine. And they all have Emmys except for her. So
Well, I think with Jacqueline, one of the things that hit me when we talked today, she did a great job as she always does, but there was something about Melissa Claire Egan's storyline that just required so much more than any other of the actresses was demanded from her. And it's kind of fun because I look at her versus Allie Mills as Heather Weber, and Allie Mills got to play mental health issues as sort of a lark and just crazy villain. Melissa Claire Egan, and I said this, I think, in the other show, there was something so day-to-day real. We've all known someone who has been there. And that's what made it. And it was like mental health as a real life issue. And also, it's something that isn't off the wall like Heather. Okay. Although Allie Mills did a great job, but it is something that is real. And Melissa Claire Egan played it so real.
It was raw. It was raw. It wasn't mustache twirling. It wasn't campy. It was yeah.
And like I said, going back to Jason Thompson too, again, just quiet, good work. Just like they were like he was in it. They're like this was really happening and trying to get her not to jump.
Yeah. Oh, he's another one for your great recast, Jason Thompson.
See, to me, that's another one of those controversial, debatable ones, because you got a half the camp who says, and this was a conversation with the So Press over Friday night. So this is why it's fresh in my mind. It's like half of like, oh, he doesn't embody Billy. Like Billy should be like the constant screw up, but Jason is like you don't get that. You get like Patrick Drake, like he's a good guy. You get good guy, and yeah, that's all.
But Billy's a character. There's been a lot of Billys because he's grown up on the show, and there are folks who liked what's his name,
Billy Miller,
David Tom.
David Tom. And there's some folks like that Burgess kid,
Burgess Jenkins, yeah.
Who liked Burgess Jenkins?
I don't think folks who told me he liked him when he was on there.
Oh my god!
I didn't care. I mean, I wasn't a big fan. But then also there are folks who like Billy Miller. So I mean, I know it's one of those things where there's a bunch of Billys because he's been on the show for a while, casted a while. So I mean, I don't know. There's been a bunch of Adams. There's been very Adams. There's a bunch of Adams. So it depends on who you like, which Adams.
But the audience has a standard. Like as far as David Tom played quote unquote young Billy. Yeah, he came back to fill in, and even with that return, it wasn't that great. As far as the standard of grown up Billy Miller is the standard. Just like Michael Mooney is the Dark Prince, Tyler Christopher will always be the true Nicholas. And when people hold each actor to that standard. So with Jason Thompson, he's Patrick Drake light, but I think he's held his own on there.
I know folks who don't like Crystal Kahlo as Lily. Like they like Sharetta Hardwood. They like her better. They thought she was more like Drusilla.
Yeah. Because of her stance, because with Victoria Rowell, like how she kind of like was like a Drusilla versus Crystal Khalil, who was more of a Christophe St. John pairing. Like that was her person, not Victoria.
Oh, they're talking in the chat room now. Oh my god, they're picking all their favorite Adams and Billies and everything. Go ahead, Walker.
No. The Lily one is interesting because that girl was only there like such a short time. And but she made an impact that people still like. I tend to be more Crystal just because that is just who it's just because that's Lily, because like she has been Lily consistent. But like the Veta, like that was so long ago and such a short.
She had more of what you still
time that people just like.
It's like the Carlys. Like which Carly is everybody will say Sarah, but there's some people who's like Tamara Braun really is Carly. And then shout out to Jennifer because I still vouch for you, girl. And then there's Laura Wright, and I like Laura. James, you didn't have to do that. And
those people who say Laura Wright y'all just Laura Wright sycophants because y'all know
I
damn
don't
well
find Laura Wright
she ain't as Carly. No, maybe as what was her guy like character?
Cassie.
Cassie.
No, she's a little bit of Allie. I'm gonna take it back to Lovin'. She's a little bit of Allie mixed with Cassie to be her Carly.
She ain't Carly. She ain't Carly. She ain't ever been Carly.
Well, my good
I
friend,
love her as Carly.
I don't mind her as Carly, but my good friend Sarah Joy Brown, I mean,
Absolutely.
can't do no wrong to me. So, and nothing.
Tamara Braun.
Tamara Braun came in and said, I'm going to make my own Carly.
She can't do wrong either. So I'm just like,
well, I mean, I thought that they were all great. The one Jennifer there who only lasted a couple months.
6 months.
Yeah, she just didn't get a chance.
She did the mental part of Carly right, but Jennifer, I still stick with you, girl.
Either way, they moved on to Better Carly. So, but the point is, I don't mind Laura Wright. So she has good hair. It's like her hair. It's good hair. But Sarah Joy Brown, of course, is my girl. So I mean, and whatever role she plays, she's again a younger actress. She came on as a young woman actress.
Yep, and won that
Emmy. And killed it. 3 Emmys in a row. She killed it. There was nobody like her on soaps. She was going through that cast and acting her out of everybody. She held her own with everybody. They threw her right in with the big folks, and Sarah Joy's like, "Yep, got it." And if they don't have, I mean, they don't make people like that anymore. It seems like where are they? They're out there somewhere probably. But I was like, where are they? What's going on there? So Sarah Joyce, that's my girl. Hi, Sarah Joyce. You know my girl, so that's already. But yeah, folks have their own. Before we get to the, it's always shady here on JLJ Media, kids, right? That's always shady here on JLJ Media. I pay LaBelle, thank you. So
you need a teleprompter.
I'll need a teleprompter.
Make sure you can get your words.
I saw that meme, that video around. You leave Miss Patty alone. That bitch can out-sing all you bitches so effortlessly. But she can't remember a word or two. Shit, I can't remember everything either. That's like,
hang on the mistletoe. What's the word say?
Yes.
Go on the Bible.
James, you know what year it is.
You know what year it is. Yes. But here's the whole point.
Okay.
Yes. What was I say? That was my whole point. Recast all that. Maybe I'll do a special show on that, on recast, and I'll bring people in and we'll talk about recast, because that's actually interesting talk, because people they're fans for everybody. I mean, there's seriously some fans for everybody.
That might be a good Saturday soap talk session. Zoom. Y'all should pay to come listen to.
Yep, $10.
2024. I'll set that up. I'll do that. I'll split the money with you guys. We'll work it out. Hi, Dylan Matthews. But anyway, so just child actors. There's some actions that just working out. So that's just kind of, everybody has their taste. There were some folks who like Vivian Giovanni, who played Sierra on Days. So I'm like, then I saw somebody. I'm like, oh, you did? I'm like, no. Lauren Bowles was my Sierra, and Victoria Confo was my Sierra. Those are 2 Sierras. Okay. We already talked about Dan Fugel not winning. Okay. Daytime drama series. The nominees were The Bay, The Bold and the Beautiful, Days of Our Lives, Young and the Restless, and General Hospital. We were all wrong, and the winner was General. I have no comments. So I mean, really. So
yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. This was okay. I remember saying this. I said I wouldn't be surprised if somehow Days of GH pulls it off, and GH pulled it off. They had the Holly being burned, the California, Florida, whatever stuff, and I forgot what other little episode. Well, it's a great way to cap off their 60th anniversary. They had a hard year, as we all know. And Frank was enjoying the free alcohol downstairs, and
they're in the chat room. In the chat room, they said they think that Frank was drunk.
Can I just talk about that speech though? Seriously, because it's like you get up there, And clearly, you didn't think you were going to win, Frank. Let's be honest. You did not think you were going to win. You thought Bold and Beautiful, or at least Young and the Russell, was going to win. So you decided to get some free drinks. Totally understand. But I think the biggest thing from that speech was you did say Jackie's name, Jackie Zeman. And again, yeah, like I said, congratulations. I was just going to be nice. Congratulations, General Hospital. Hopefully, Varney, I saw what you tweeted. Hopefully, you keep your promise, because hashtag why I quit GH was trending a lot this weekend.
Here's the deal. I'm going to mention this because of the Memoriam section. So I spoke this with the kids before we came on. It killed me when they're listing people, they list what show they're on. Okay. Now, if some people are soap operas, they've been on several shows. So I understand if you miss a show here and there. I mean, there's some people went on like 4 or 5. But when you have Andrea Evans and you list her as Gwen Hotchkiss from Passions, yeah, it's a role she played for a couple of years here and there, and not as Tina Lord Roberts on One Life to Live.
Patty.
Or Patty on YR, or Tawny on. Wait, it's like, but to miss out One Life to Live, they're saying it in chapter 2. I was like, what?
Like, they did it with Elizabeth Hubbard.
Yeah,
they did that with Elizabeth Hubbard. No offense, I understand she was on the Doctors. She was the first one, for. But the majority of us know her as Lucinda Walsh on As the World Turns. Same thing with Quinn. Shoot, the one that played Rex on Young and the Restless. Again, yes, he was on Days of Our Lives. But the majority of us, knows us on Young and the Restless. And I think they did it for 2 people, where they had their first role and their, obviously, like you said, you can't list 25,000. You know, 25, but do the first one and the most recent one, or do the 3. This was the first role. This was the popular one. This was the last role that they played. You don't have to.
Well, you had space. You could have put 3 or 4. Right. What I found the weird thing in there is Olivia Newton-John, songwriter, As the World Turns. I'm like, I know it was a daytime Emmys, but this is all she's known for?
Yeah, you're right, exactly. She's fucking ONJ.
Yeah. Oh, well, did you notice when they were in a similar vein with introducing the Gold Circle people, and they had Vernie Watson at the daytime Emmys, and they listed everything except General Hospital. They showed a clip from General Hospital, but they didn't show it at all. I mean, they didn't, say it. They plugged the CBS series she's on,
of course,
but not the daytime show that was her real connection to daytime. Because aside from General Hospital, does she have any other connections to daytime?
No.
I mean, she did Josie and the Pussycats. I mean, she was voiceover work.
Okay, and she was on Young and the Restless years ago.
Okay, and nobody remember that. And like I said, ain't nobody watched The Doctors. What the fuck? Somebody wrote in chat.
Shout out to The Doctors on Retro TV.
Hubbard. Yeah, she was the first actress to win. Everybody's like, but you need to listen. I agree with you. It was just lazy. It was lazy.
It's production. It was a production company, and it was the production company not hiring someone who is knowledgeable and soaps to do that. But this was their last year doing it, so maybe better things next year.
I thought Jennifer Nettles sounded great during this. I mean, and I liked
She sounded good.
And I like the fact that they actually showed the people on the screen and then cut back to her, then went back, as opposed to some years when we've actually just had to see the people on the screen while the camera was focused on the singer.
Yeah. No, she sounded great. She sounded great. It's like Wikipedia doesn't exist. I thought, right. Google. It goes, what we said, it goes to time and attention. If you're interested, you will look it up. If you're not interested, you do the bare minimum. That's just what it is. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, we're lucky we get Memoriam. And folks, they basically said so. They're going to do a jacket. They're going to do a Bobby Spencer. They're going to do it on General Hospital. Just give them some time.
Yeah.
They were waiting for they had certain writers they wanted to actually write the episode, and write the story. So it will happen. And I've been up in arms. It happened yesterday, but it's going to happen. Don't worry, folks. Well, it'll happen. So because I think I want it done correctly. I don't want it done bad.
That's what.
Yeah. Is that why they're doing the anniversary almost a year after the anniversary? The primetime special.
Well, here's the thing. They're doing a nighttime. Okay. Well, first of all, before we get even to that, the actual 50th clip and the 60th. Whoever put those packages together should be horsewhipped. I'm sorry, those packages were not good. I know you haven't seen them yet, Walker, but they were not.
Yeah, and we basically all agree that whenever this show does anything with packages, the history starts maybe a couple Luca Lower, and then everything that's Frank's regime.
Yep, it is.
Yep.
They did not even have Sonny and motherfucking Brenda Baird.
They didn't have none of the Quartermains. They didn't have none. Like I'm sorry. James, you guys know this was my biggest issue with the whole thing. I felt as though, for me, and I had high expectations. I really did. I like the concept of past and present. I thought that was cute, but they could have done some more. When it came down to the package, I was expecting somebody, an alumni, like John Stamos, to come out and present the General Hospital 60th. I like the fact they had Rebecca. Don't get it twisted. I like that. But she was in nothing in none of those footage. They didn't show Elizabeth at all. You didn't have no Luke and Laura. You didn't have Alan and Monica. You didn't have nothing. Nobody at all.
Yeah, talk to Michelle about that.
Yeah, Young and the Restless. Yeah, I got something to talk. Michelle Stafford did it better than you guys. She put no more drama to her little reel that she had. Y'all could have did that. Yes, you showed a little bit more of your history. Yes, you showed the famous Chelsea, getting blown away because Adam, died. I was like, oh, Josh allowed that to be in there? Okay, cool. I don't know. I just had high expectations, and it was what it was.
Compared to General Hospital, I thought Young and Restless was amazing.
Oh yeah, but it could have been better.
Well, I think it was amazing. I wouldn't use that adjective, but I think it could have been a lot better.
Well, yeah, I thought anytime you only do your regime, and it's been constant every time we go over, it's just your regime. I mean, I don't know. I guess it maybe not amazing because I didn't expect shit from GH anyway.
Well, see, Amaya says you said why in our package though did have the Nikki Victor wedding from 1984, so it was a little better. I agree. I agree.
A little bit of like they can do that because go ahead, Jay.
My thing is, they agree with Walker. My thing is because we're talking about a whole number 50th, 60th. There should be a clip from the beginning.
Yep.
Like that one package they did one year. Maybe it was the 45th or whatever, 55th, whatever.
For General Hospital.
They showed the guy in the truck. I'm going to General.
Oh, yeah.
They like to show us. They showed some of the openings through the different times. I mean, like, there's been better packages. I mean, there have been better packages than this one. I thought this one was so thrown together.
Well, who
General Hospital?
Who was
General
the EP
Hospital had good ones.
When those good packages were there?
A good question. I don't remember.
Matt, let me see. Jill, Mal, Josh.
Yeah. Y'all. I mean, GH fans. y'all know that Frank does not air anything.
Oh, they're saying in the chat. They agree with you.
That's not his thing.
If it was Jill Phelps, you'll be good though.
With Y&R that annoyed me was that they did have that Winters clip, and I know Drusilla was there, and they purposely cut it off and didn't include her. That did. I was just like, I remember that scene. I know Drew is right there with Neil, but you guys purposely, like,
when the scene with Devon and Lily, And they shot to piss off. Yeah.
Yeah.
But General Hospital was worse. I'm still mad.
I was saying either one was not good. And then with Susan Lucci, I didn't mind her package. I didn't mind her package. Her package was okay. Like it was like they caught the essence of her, I think, in the package. What was your problem with that?
Okay, here's my problem. First and foremost, in case nobody knew, this is CBS. This is CBS. This is CBS. Okay, we know it's on CBS. That's why I'm watching on CBS. Thank you, announce lady, for telling me it's on CBS. In case I didn't know, it's on CBS. You're streaming on Paramount Plus. I get what you're saying, James, because of All My Children. And this was the biggest debate on social media that night. Well, not everybody watched All My Children. We don't know who she is. Okay, that's why they showed you Divas Maids, which Lifetime you suck for canceling. I thought it was good. I don't know. I guess I was expecting like former cast members. Like they had some to like, in her classic moments and show, if you're gonna be on CBS, where's the Dallas clip? Why didn't you put that in that package? What else did I?
I don't know. I just didn't. It didn't bother me for some reason. And with Shamar there, it just didn't bother me. It was like, okay.
Do you think they should have just had her come? Like this was another thing. Is when they finished the package, she was already on stage instead of, ladies and gentlemen, Susan Lucci, like her coming up on the stage. Maybe I was reading too much into that. I want to raise. You know what?
My only thing was, I thought, okay, you have Shamar do the speech, but you have Eden there with Shamar to give her the award.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
because just having her there sitting just kind of defeated. Like I was like, why did I understand she's there to support, but like it just would have, to me, felt it would meant, maybe felt a little bit like, okay, if you're gonna have Shamar do it because you wanted that whole like okay, sure, but when she goes to get her award, Eden is there with Shamar to present it with her. I thought that would have been a moment.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. I didn't mind her clip, and I thought when he was talking about, the one thing is they said she's done films. I'm like, not that real. It's that, yeah. I think she went a small thing in Joy and a small thing in Young Doctors in Love. Did she do anything else?
Yeah. She did it was like a Lifetime in the NBC and ABC. Like she did movies of the week. Yeah, movies of the week.
She was Abby. She was Abby. That one. Ebony's
on Lifetime. Yeah.
A Lifetime.
So it was TV movies. But I got to ask you, with her speech, was there a veiled slap at Sarah Michelle Gellar? When she talked about there are roadblocks and obstacles, or wannabe roadblocks and obstacles, I just thought that was a directed Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Was it Sarah Michelle or her own daughter?
As I'm saying, that's everybody in chat was like she mentioned her daughter. No, my thing was, I thought it was more of, remember when she won, she was considered ethnic, and she was on every other Tuesday. That was the whole thing.
Yeah,
I think she means that part, and also, and here, everybody at home, if you're over the age of 30, I'll say 30 at the very 30, 35 at the very least, you've heard of Susan Lucci or Erica Kane at this point. Everyone, it's like J.R. Ewing. It's like there's certain names, whether you watch the show or not, you've heard of it, of some sort. I mean, there's certain people you heard of Michael Jackson, you heard of Prince. Like, I mean, whether you were there or not, or like or best friends or listen to music, there's some names they know who.
Especially for soap operas, like it's Erica Kane and Victor Newman. Whether you watch the shows or not, everyone knows. If you say one of those names, people know. Oh, you're talking about soap operas.
Thank you. Thank you. They do. I'm saying, they. I say, some people are getting, whatever. Susan Lucci has earned her spot. She's earned her. To me, she has earned her spot. And for 41 years, she played the fuck out of Erica Kane. Whatever they gave her, she was a cheerleader for the show. She showed up every day, did her job, and I give it to her. Now, the thing about her daughter, some of us don't get along with our families. Sometimes shit happens. Things go down. So she chose not to thank her daughter, I guess. So, and or mention her. Her son was there, and that's all she needed to talk about, I guess. So I understand completely. I'm like, you think who you want to thank. Shit.
Yeah, we ain't talked in 10 years. Why I'm bringing you a name up for?
Yeah, but you want to bring your name in my mouth. So I'm sure she loves her daughter, of course, as a mother. But if you're not doing anything for me,
Life happens.
we have no idea what the relationship's like behind the scenes, fully. There's been some stuff said out there. But yeah, Gilmar goes, yeah, I never watched it. I know who Susan Lucci is. I mean, exactly. I mean, that's just, I mean, like, somebody got trying to say Marlena. I wouldn't say all that.
No.
Okay, I gotta take the taste out my mouth. Here's the thing. Deidre Hallman, she's also a daytime legend too, right? So she's in a tier, but I think again, a Susan Lucci,
a Luca Laura,
and Victor Newman. They transcend. I mean, people outside of daytime. They were so huge. They're outside of daytime.
Yeah. They're in general public.
Like I said, they're like J.R. Ewing. You know who that is, or Alexa. Like these are some people you just know. People know Marlena. Not everybody knows Marlena. I'm sorry, I completely agree with you. Completely.
If you went, if we did a thing where we just went up to strangers on the street, have you ever heard of Erica Kane? Yes. Have you ever heard of
I should do it too. I should do it too. Because you guys make you want to prove this wrong.
I feel like doing that tomorrow.
I might do that. I want to do that. I'm here in LA. I was going to people and go, hi. If I mention soap opera, whether you watch what names you come up with, we'll see what they come up with. That's a good challenge 2024. I want to prove to you guys. Deidre Hall and Dr. Marlena Evans is a legend in the daytime. She's one of the top tier. She is.
Right.
With Stefano Tavira, yes. They're all up there. They're up there. But not everybody past daytime knows who they are.
Yeah, they don't transcend.
They don't. I mean, they don't. I'm just telling. I don't make the rules. I'm just telling you what I don't make the rules. No, I'm just telling you what people know. I mean, I think again, Erica Kane. We said they were Susan because of the Emmys too, because she kept losing.
Yeah.
Said you're the Susan Lucci of this, or it's become a bigger thing.
She's the only daytime actress to host Saturday Night Live.
Right. But here's the thing about Days of Our Lives, though, folks. Most folks know about the hourglass. That's transcended. A lot of folks would know about the hourglass, or the first part of the thing, like Sands to the hourglass. That's something that people would kind of maybe know more so than any actor on the show, I think. So, but Luca, Laura, and them, you can't. They're just there, like somebody says. Erica, Victor, Luca, Laura, tier 1. Marlena is tier 2. I agree with that. I think that's
it's like Marlena, and then you might get Vicky Lord, and then
Dorian,
all them. Yeah.
Oh, I think Dorian might be one lower than.
She's low to me, so it don't matter. That's not story. But certain there's different tiers. And I'm just saying, but I think, but when you say Luke and Laura, as I said in the chat room, Victor Newman raised us. There's that meme that goes around the Black community. You know who Victor Newman is. Everybody knows.
You were raised. Your grandmother raised you with Victor Newman.
So that is true, folks. I mean, that is true. But I just think, and this, Gerry, you've been watching longer than we have.
Susan Lucci is just in the category by herself in the same way that, like, I'm trying to think of, like, there's certain things, like, in terms of professional wrestlers, there are a couple names that people know that have always been there, like Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan.
And, and although, I guess I just compare Susan Lucci to Hulk Hogan. But she
The Rock. There's certain people that they just, who they are.
They transcend. They transcend the genre. And because of, they just got to be known beyond the medium.
Right. Mm-hmm. We have to remember, we're in, all of us here, and you guys are watching, the 83 people who are watching us, thank you very much.
Hit that like button.
No, you guys who are watching, we're in the soap world, so we know who we know. But you have to remember, you have to think outside the soap world. I tell you guys, ask them your friends or people who don't watch soaps really, ask them if they know certain names sound familiar to them. I think it's one of those things. But in the soap world, yes, certain people are the next tier. But I'm telling you, Luke and Laura and them, these are back in the day when it was 30 million people watching these shows. They're saying Erica Kane is so equivalent to The Rock. Yes, there's a new TikTok with a 3-year-old watching Victor Newman. Oh, funny.
I saw that.
Pro wrestling and soaps are not much different. I watch both. All right. Okay. Like, yes. So anyway, so just there's just, there's just certain people who they just transcend it. So I thought her package was okay. Having Shamar Moore come back was actually smart to have him come back. Because he never down talks. He always talks up his show. He gave Christophe St. John, of course, his reference while he was up there, which he always does.
The first thing he says I did watch the Susan Lusky package on YouTube.
Okay. But
the first thing he says out of his mouth is, "Where's my Young and the Restless family at?"
Yeah,
like that's literally the first thing he says.
He did,
and he's been a big star on CBS primetime for what, 20 years now?
At this point, yeah. I mean, at this point,
yeah. Between CSI, SWAT, and now what's his new show?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was SWAT. Yeah, it was still SWAT. Yeah, Criminal Minds. He was on Criminal Minds, and then it was SWAT.
Criminal Minds. He was on Criminal Minds.
Okay, then SWAT. Okay, just the two. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, he's somebody who's never forgot his roots, and that's why.
The chat's like, yes, Shamar's doing great today, daytime community. Yeah, he always has. He's always been say anything. There's Natasha, you just missed it. Her daughter was not there. So yes, things happen, but I think I just thought the show could have been done 1,000% better for an anniversary show, because I felt like that this is 50th anniversary. We have this unveiling of this, the statue and all this stuff on Wednesday, and all like I'm thinking it was gonna be a big deal, and I'm seeing the show itself.
They're special. The Emmys themselves are a special edition Emmys. They're not the regular Emmys this year. They made a special 50th anniversary Emmy for the winners.
How much more did the Emmy winners have to pay for it?
Probably the same. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, I think kind of what summed up some of the show for me was when I'm sorry, I can't pronounce his name ever correctly. The host from the Talk who came out.
Oh, I know. You don't have to pronounce his name either, but
yes. Oh yeah, him who said he
came out and said, "This is where my problem was." Just like James, I said,
that's what my problem was. It was there too.
I said, it's being held in the same place where proms are held. It was not as bad as like 30 years ago when soap opera. Oh, it's gone. Soap Opera Update magazine gave their own awards and held it in a Knights of Columbus hall.
Well, when I went to the Soap Opera Digest Awards back in the 90s, the last couple of ones were at the Beverly Hilton. They were actually where the other award shows are at. So they were actually at a classy place. The Western Bonaventure, like I said, for you guys you missed earlier, that's where I'm from. I went to Inglewood High School. Akbar went to Crenshaw, which is right down the street from me. We all went to these hood high schools, and our proms were at the Western Bonaventure back. And for me,
wait a minute. Were you the host from The View's date?
Right, exactly right. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, right, exactly. But I went. My graduation was 1987. I don't know what year his graduation was, but mine was literally 30-something years ago at that location. So I almost wanted to go for that too, kind of like I would be interested to go in there and see, something years later, but. Yes, but
that's what made it even worse when they said, no, I'm pretty sure you guys had a great time at your proms, but the fact that a prom was held at an award show, like this is supposed to be the standard of daytime, and it's like, okay, this is the gym, this is the gymnasium.
Let's not act like the lower tier Pasadena Convention Center is like some grand, like, baby, that's like the lower tier, that's the lowest, that's like basically a trade, a worship hall. So I mean, we're not gonna act like the Pasadena Convention Center is like some grand prize. It is. It ain't.
It's just in my backyard. So I got room back there in my garden.
And everybody's making an excuse. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. They had. I mean, I understand strikes. Trust and believe. But you knew that there was going to be a 50th anniversary of the daytime Emmys. Like as soon as the 49th annual wrapped up. You should have been more on point. You should have had, the packages already planned out, the whole, favorite Emmy memory. Okay, there's something called, hey, daytime fans, do you want to participate in the daytime Emmys? Let us know what your favorite daytime Emmy moment was. They did this a couple of years ago for the 45th anniversary and the 40th. I'm like, okay, again, Stephen Nichols made me cry. But Ashley, I love you. But I felt like I was at a reception.
It's like if you're not going to show
The
clips
scenes, right?
behind the scenes, so you show a clip anyway. So it's like, what? Like it just like it should have been like small little packages of like 30 seconds of this, 30 seconds of that. Like just like there's another have an actor introduce it. Here's a moment that we can remember from 1987. Like there was nothing. Why did we see the first Emmys, which were on? I think we're on a boat in New York Harbor
Right.
somewhere, like a boat. Why do we see that?
Where's Peter Marshall? He's still with us, right?
Yeah, he just has 90th birthday on YouTube like 2 years ago.
He could have made a cameo. He could have made a cameo. It's like, ladies and gentlemen, live from it's Peter Marshall, like they did that one year with Memoriam. Like you could have had a cameo, and Peter Marshall was like, "Welcome to the 50th annual Daytime Emmy Awards. Here's your host."
Who's still with us who could have done something was Phil Donahue, who I think hosted
politics.
Oh, and
so, because the ownership of the awards is switching, so the people who are in control of the prime time will be taking over ownership of the.
That's right. Emmys. I forgot about that.
So me looking at this from this industry side of it, it was just politics, and they had a 2-year agreement, and they just had to do what they had to get your job done. Because if I know you're not bringing me back, I don't have an incentive to like go out. I mean, I know as a fan, I understand that's disappointing, but if you know this is it, this is my last hurrah, there's no incentive to be like, let's go out for bang, guys. Let's just get this,
But see, even as besides the fan, like I'm looking at it from a product. Like you don't want your product to be sloppy. Even if it's your last hurrah, you still want to act like, even though you're like, well, shoot, I'm not going to be back, but I still want it to be a good product. I still want it to look like we actually put some thought into it instead of, okay, hey James, can you put together a Young and the Restless pack give me 24 hours.
But that stuff is the shows. Y'all got to give the show that energy. Like y'all need to call whoever's in charge over at Young and the Restless, Frank and them over at GH, because CBS does not know to only show Frank Valentini's run.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah,
like that's some of that stuff is on the shows. It's on the shows for being difficult of love. We don't want the public to know what the actors' scenes are, so we can't do. Sometimes we can show a little clip, and maybe we can't. Like, I'm not making excuses for the people, but I thought the stage was beautiful. I'd rather seen this than the COVID year that I was there, where everything was pre-taped.
Or have those girls there on the red carpet. Oh my God, like, who are you? Like, you're so sweet and so awesome. You didn't want that, did you? That was 2012, wasn't it? With those girls on the red carpet.
That was later. Was that later? I think it was later. Wasn't that later?
I don't remember. I just remember, oh my God, you're a soap star. What makes you such a legend?
Well, what was the year I thought was horrible? One of the ones I thought was horrible was when it was basically just a showcase for Las Vegas.
Oh, 2009.
Yeah, and they kept and basically every presenter just happened to be somebody who was performing in Vegas that night or later on.
Yeah, it was on the CW.
Hey, also, I mean, we're talking about there was times when what was that? There was that one year it was on HLN on Headline News Channel or whatever.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that, James.
But the thing, like the fact that the show is still being able to be aired, to I get, like, it could have been a whole every award show could be about it, but
I know. I mean, we're here to critique and we recap and reaction. My reaction, it was shitty. That's my reaction. It could have been a lot better.
Well, it also could have been a lot longer, which I was glad it wasn't.
And yeah, it could have been, yeah.
No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. In their favor, they had less awards. They couldn't really pace it. To me, they could have. It could have been. It just could have. As a person who's run events before, and done events, and produced events, I'm just thinking it could have been better.
Again, I'm not making excuses for these people, but I just wonder if participation would have been better if it was the original date versus the week before Christmas. Because I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of people who came who were not happy about the fact that they had to show up this close to the holidays, and they had other plans. And this is actors. A lot of actors said that they had other plans and other stuff going on, that, you know, a lot of shows had finished and were blocked, were dark and stuff. So I just wonder if participation and things would have been better if it was still the original date versus now. Like,
well, I agree with you on that. That I agree with you on. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, because some people left for a concert, like like you said with Krista, she left to go to Atlanta. Some people went to a concert. Some people didn't show up because they was in family vacation and stuff.
They had family stuff. Yeah. So I just wonder how much of that affected. Maybe a small bit, but I just think that I think there is factors.
And the audience participation also sucked. I'm sorry. There was times where
was
people.
There audience?
Well, whoever was there. Some people didn't even. I mean, again, I understand it's in the holiday season, but can you show like you're actually excited to be there or something? I don't know. There was some times when it was people that's supposed to have stood up, standing ovation, and some people was just doing like this. We're supposed to stand. No, are we supposed to be quiet? Okay. Like they didn't know what to do. I was just like, I'm getting frustrated.
I'm cutting for those people. If y'all ain't never sat through no damn award show, baby, it looks so fun and glamorous on TV. I'm one of those people. I'm not standing up if I don't feel like standing up. I don't clap if I don't feel like. I don't take my hat off for the Pledge of Allegiance.
But Walker, when you have the camera on you, right? If like the camera, like James is going up there for his Lifetime Achievement Award, right? And they like have the camera on you, right? You're not going to pretend like you're like doing like.
I might be on my phone.
But you're not going to look like you're talking to somebody saying, "Should I stand up? Should I stand up?" You're not going to do that, right? In front of a camera, are you?
Oh, I can't say what I might do in front of a camera. Baby, time to tell. I can't say what I might not do in front of a camera.
Well, kids, we've been on for 2 hours, so we're going to end the show now.
Whatever you might have done made the ratings go up. It might have helped with the ratings.
I know. Thank you, 90 people who are watching us. On a here in LA, it's raining finally. So we have a rainy Tuesday night here in Los Angeles. I appreciate all 90 of you watching us right now.
Yes, thank you.
Can't believe it.
Thank you.
This show we do it every year. So, and I love this group. So I'm glad that Walker doesn't do this very often. He comes back for me, so thank you, Walker. I always appreciate it. And Gerry doesn't do it very often either. He does it for me also. So thank you, Gerry, for coming back for this. And we'll do it again next year. Whether I go to the Emmys or not, we'll see what happens, but we'll do it again.
We keep saying next year, but in like 6 months.
6 months.
Literally 6 months.
Wait a minute. Well, nominations will be what, in 3 months? I mean, it's going to be coming out soon.
No, they start their cycle, in 2 weeks? In 2 weeks.
They have two. The deadline is in like I guess Emmy Day was 14 days was the deadline before submissions were due.
Yeah.
So like it's I just hope that it's aired again. It wasn't the greatest show, no, but the fact that it was on CBS.
Your points.
When there was a time that we couldn't even get it on, when we did have it on H&M and we had it on
Periscope.
And this and that. Like
you're right.
Yeah. I mean, that's a blessing.
This one time I had to hook my laptop up to the microwave to watch.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm trying to be glass half full. Trying to be more positive.
This is a new Walker I'm not used to. I've no Walker like I don't know this. I don't know this Walker.
He's trying to be he's being the kumbaya of soap now.
I don't understand.
I don't know him. I don't like him.
I don't like him either. Nikisha Moore says, I appreciate their perspectives and the nuance of this dialogue. Thank you very much. Thank you, Nikisha. I appreciate that. We always give it to you straight. Folks, follow them if you want to. Don't follow them if you don't want to. Whatever. But we're all be back here probably another 3 or 4 months for the nominations thing, probably. So always follow JLJ Media and all my shenanigans. They are doing a primetime special for General Hospital on January 4th. We'll do that. And so me and my co-host Frank Moran will probably do a show after that, recapping that. The soap shows will not be back until January 14th. We're taking the much needed time off for this time period. So I've had a very hard year, and I'm glad it's finally going to be over. Hopefully, I'm ready to put 2023 behind me. I'm sure many of you guys understand what that feels like too. Let's all hope that 2024, even though we're going to election year and possible war and stuff, let's hope it's a little better. Hope some good outcomes happen next year. I don't know. I'm trying to think positive. I don't know. I'm gonna try this. We'll see.
Good things will come to those who wait. Good things will happen to good people. Walker will be back to his normal self in a couple of weeks. Walker will be back to normal.
I'm just giving the show because I know production, and I've actually helped on an Emmy before, so I give them a little bit more grace, just knowing that it takes a lot to.
It takes a village
to get this stuff done, and there's a lot of headwinds, and there's a lot of pulling, and the times of the days of just like one person deciding and beginning to make all the decisions just isn't there. It's a community, and it's a battle, and I'm just glad that we even got it on the damn CBS. Versus it could be,
this is CBS
on YouTube or somewhere where
Yeah.
No, he's correct in that. He's correct in that. I guess I still didn't like it. Everybody, so we'll see you next time in the future. Follow Daytime Emmy Specials here on JLJ.